Welcome one, welcome all to Yasmat's fucking 4,200 channel points request, which I accepted for unknown reasons. Actually, I just thought it would be funny.
Yeah, and then somehow I got roped into it.
And then Arzztt was like, yeah, I could do this, and then he did it. Well, that didn't work out too well. Let's put this back here. Uh, um, you wanna, is it, okay, well, let's pretend that didn't happen.
Let's go.
Alright.
Alright.
Actually, I should probably, put this over here. Yeah, it's gonna be weird, but... 2 monitors, please! I Want to Kill the Camellia 3. A Guide by Nightshark. Introduction. I Want to Kill the Camellia 3 is an I Want to Be the Guy fan game, meaning it is based on I Want to Be the Guy, the movie, the game, in terms of mechanics and difficulty, which features stages and boss fights from other fan games. It is created by Influka, Kamilia, Dorupi, translated as How To, Koala, translated as Oh My Goodness, Cyber, Rukito, translated as Lekito, Lunar Magic, Betty, Shiyu, Yo-Yo, translated as Yo-Yo, Tokoro 10, Blue, and The New Geezer. The game got an average rating of 6.8 out of 10, great, and an average difficulty rating of 91.7 out of 100, extremely challenging. Version 1.5 of the game can be downloaded here via MediaFire.
Alright, before I continue, alright, Kiyoshi, no, neither of us have read this, right? You haven't read it, yeah?
No, I just kind of went through and marked where we should switch, but I haven't read it.
Yeah, so neither of us have read it. Yeah. While the previous two games were of lesser quality, at least in my opinion, as a result of a different developer or developer team, I Want to Kill the Camellia 1 was only made by Oyo, and I Want to Kill the Camellia 2 was similar to the third game made by Kamilia, but also by Influka and no one else. They were great inspiration for a third game in the series, and this is a guide of every needle, segment, boss fight, and avoidance in the game.
I will only cover everything that was completed in X-Widget's speedrun of the game, which means no post-game and no EX mode. I also won't be covering any of the special crystals or achievements, but I will cover the 5 secret needle sections and bosses. I will also put links to some footage of the game by YouTubers like SMG Player, Rolunk, and Rapitor LP. Like I mentioned before, this guide will contain spoilers for the game, so if you haven't played the game yet and are planning on playing the game for yourself, please download it via the link to MediaFire that I put earlier in this description of the game. But without further ado, let's get started. I don't actually remember the name of that emote.
Yeah, me either. It's a gotcha one though, so
Yeah, it's gotcha. It's gotcha, whatever.
Stage 1. The game starts out ridiculously easy. It's just the ending screen from I Want to Kill the Camellia 1, but black and white. Also, the moon is lodged in the ground, and since you're underwater, there's infinity jumping enabled. Once you jumped over the moon, like a cow, I might add, just keep jumping to the right in order to be taken to the next screen from I Want to Kill the Camellia 2. There are some platforms which are really, really hard to see because they are against a dark background. Just jump on them and you'll eventually reach a blue portal, which will take you to the next screen from I Want to Conquer the Blow Game 1, which is where the actual challenge of the game starts. There's a platform with 2 moving spikes on it, as well as 2 non-moving spikes on the platform and a gate jump. After that, make a huge jump to some faraway blocks and jump up to some platforms on the right with spikes under them. Once that's done, make another not as huge jump to a platform with a spike at the far right side of it, which you must jump over. Then jump over 2 more spikes and be careful to not hit the spike above you. There's a gate jump ahead, followed by a 3-block long pit, which must be jumped over. Note that the block you have to jump to has a spike moving up and down on it. Do it precise gate jump after that, which is a few blocks higher than the kid is, and do an extremely easy corner jump. Then comes a long passage, which isn't tedious whatsoever. Kappa. Afterwards, there is a vertical tunnel with 4 spikes in it, and you must jump over a spike to get into the tunnel, and move left and right to avoid the spikes on your way down. Jesus.
Oh, we're here for a while.
Oh, we're gonna be here for so long. There is another easy corner jump, only with a ceiling full of spikes. After that, jump down into a hole with 2 moving spikes in it. There is another easy corner jump, followed by a diagonal gate jump. Now comes the first actually hard corner jump, followed by a section where all the spikes on the floor move up and down. Do a gate jump and stay beneath the ceiling spikes while you're waiting in the diagonal section. The next screen is from
I want a Geary Possible, and it still seems to follow the trend of moving spikes. There is a gate jump, and the floor has 2 moving spikes on it. Jump over 2 non-moving spikes and dodge the moving ones as well. There are also 2 cherries above said jumps. There's another not as hard gate jump, and 3 platforms. 2 have cherries, and the one on the far right has a spikes, although cherries and spikes aren't that different in terms of behavior, and according to I Wanna Get Culture 2, cherries and spikes are very good friends. Anyway, we're getting off track here. Next, there is 2 cherries and 2 spikes on the floor, and 3 spikes on the ceiling. You have to jump in between them. There are some spikes on the ceiling, followed by a small cluster of cherries you have to jump through, followed by a diagonal jump. There is a gate jump, and some more moving spikes on the ground that move up and down that make the double diamond jump a lot easier. Feels good, man. Oh, and another diagonal jump. In the next room, there are 2 paths you can take. The path on the left leads the kid through a jump over 3 spikes, some platforms on the left and right walls with spikes moving up and down on them, 5 cherries that have to be jumped over and ducked under, and a gate jump with some more moving spikes. The right path takes you through a gate jump with 2 moving spikes to the left of it, a wall of cherries that needs to be jumped over, another wall of cherries that simulates a gate jump, a ledge with a spike above and to the left of it, some more platforms with moving spikes, and the same gate jump and moving spikes as before. The next screen is from
I Want to Be the Heart, and it not only reuses the infinite jump via water gimmick, there are also circles of cherries that spin around. But let's talk about the actual platforming. There is a wheel of cherries that spins counterclockwise, a spike tunnel that leads up and back down again, and another wheel of spinning cherries that goes clockwise. Afterwards, there is a double diagonal jump followed by a corner jump and a diagonal jump, which leads to a sideways gate jump with a spike up beneath it. There is once again a tunnel where you constantly have to move left and right, except halfway through there's water this time. There are now cherries which move left and right, and you'll have to jump over spikes while your gravity is still lowered because of the water. I forgot to mention that happens underwater, forehead. And the next 4 cherries are in a very interesting pattern.
Ooh.
Ooh. Hold up, I need to fucking turn down my music. All right. They move in a counterclockwise pattern, although every once in a while they aim towards the center of their spin formation and bounce back out to their original pattern, and the cycle repeats. All this while trying to do a vertical gate jump. Afterwards, there's water up to the tip of the spikes, giving you room to jump in between the spikes. The ceiling is covered with spikes, and the last 3 spikes are even tighter than the other 4. There is a diagonal jump, a sideways gate jump, and a bunch of spikes on the ground with empty spots in between them. Jump in those gaps to survive. Okay, so reading this just sounds like something Parrot would say in a rant. Just gate diagonal, diagonal, gate diagonal, corner, corner.
Motherfucker. You're right. Oh no.
There's a diamond jump after that, followed by a section from
I want to conquer the blow game too. Once you jump through the first platforms, jump on another platform which is moving incredibly fast. Not Sonic the Hedgehog fast, but still pretty fast. Jump off the platform to perform a vertical gate jump, then jump to the block to the left and jump over some more spikes to the right. There is a double diagonal jump, followed by another mini tunnel with spikes in it. Do a gate jump to the left when falling, and then fall down. Uh-huh. Jump over the next spike and do another not so tight corner jump. What awaits next is a jump over some more spikes and a triple diagonal jump. Fall to the right of the next spike and then jump over another spike. There is a gate jump next, and one of the spikes in that jump is also part of a diagonal jump you will also have to do. Jump over a spike and do that same jump from before, only in reverse. There's another gate jump and two pairs of spikes that are connected to each other. Jump in between them and land on a rising platform that will take you upwards through a tunnel filled with spikes. You will need to keep running back and forth and perform a diagonal jump to get to the
I want to be the NCE1 screen. There is a double diamond jump followed by a sideways diagonal jump, and after another incredibly frustrating corner jump, parapalm, jump over two more spikes to. Wait, why are there so many corner jumps? After that, there's a gate/double diagonal jump. A diagonal jump then follows, followed by two spikes. Jump over one, land in between them, and jump over the second. Then there is a diamond/double diagonal jump. There's also a sideways diagonal/corner jump, followed by another corner jump, another sideways diagonal jump, and then there is another spike tunnel. Man, what is it with this game and corner jumps and spike tunnels? Anyway, jump up to a higher platform while dodging three more spikes, and then jump down for a diagonal jump after falling over six more spikes. Nothing new really until the diagonal jump, which is immediately followed up by another one mid-air and a double diagonal jump afterwards. Perform an incredibly precise triple diagonal jump, two more precise diagonal jumps, and then jump over three more spikes. Then jump onto another platform, being careful not to hit a spike above you. Jump over another spike and re-perform that diagonal gate combo, followed by a normal diagonal jump. Then perform another diagonal, being sure to dodge another spike after that.
Holy shit!
There's another spike tunnel, followed by some very precise vertical gate jumps. There are once again two spikes to jump over, followed by a vertical diagonal jump. Wow, that sounded weird. Ha ha. There are now four spikes. Jump in between them to be able to do a corner jump and a diagonal jump, followed by a double diagonal jump. So for the
I want to celebrate 100 screen, duck under a spike, and jump over two more, being careful not to hit another spike. Set spike actually is part of a diagonal jump, after which you jump to the lower platform and jump over six spikes. Jump on a block, then jump slightly to the right and back to the left to get onto a platform. From here, there are two spikes to land in between and jump over, followed by a diagonal jump. There's another diagonal jump in midair, followed by a practical mirror of the jump at the start of the screen. Perform another diagonal jump, jump onto a block and do a ledge jump. Is that what they're called? Onto another block. There's another vertical diagonal jump and a 3-block wall the kid must jump on. Up next is a double diagonal jump, which will lead to another ledge and to the next area. Or so it would appear. Actually, what happens is all three platforms with the middle one extend, and the third spike in the double diagonal goes away, making the ledge jump way harder. And a mid-air corner jump is next, after which you must keep going right. Be careful not to hit your head on the ceiling, as this will cause you to lose height and not let you make the jump. Run to the far right now, perform an easy corner jump followed by a ledge jump and land in between two spikes. Jump over another spike and hit a block to cause more spikes to appear, which makes the route down possible, but also forces the kid to perform a corner jump. There are still two more diagonal jumps before the next screen, which is from
I want to conquer the blow game free. But first, we need to talk about secret portals. Wait. If I do this, no, that doesn't make me sense. Actually, I kind of sound like Para. All right. In every stage but the last one, there are these teleporters that appear when you get halfway through an area. You can skip them, but if you go for the teleporters, you'll be put up with a needle section and an item you can get.
If you get the item, it opens up a teleporter that warps you back to the original stage, but you'll get a gameplay benefit. Anyway, there is a ledge jump followed by some really tight diagonal jumps. There are some really easy diagonal jumps up ahead, along with a jump over free spikes. After that, the kid will have to jump to a nearby ledge without running into a spike. Then he will have to do it two more times, followed by a slightly higher diagonal jump. Land in between two spikes, then perform a diagonal jump, followed by a jump over four spikes. Jump over a wall of two spikes, but don't jump into the spike on the ceiling. Next, do a diagonal gate jump. Haven't seen those hybrid jumps in a while, have you? Followed by a normal gate jump and a diagonal jump. Duck beneath a spike and do a mid-air diagonal jump. The moment you reach the next spike tunnel, a spike will disappear and move to form a corner jump. The portal will also open up, so do that screen again backwards. The first secret area is from.
I want a possible and consists of two gate jumps which must be followed by a corner jump in order to avoid falling into spikes. There's also two spikes which you must land between and two platforms you must keep jumping under to jump over some spikes. Jump onto another platform, then perform a sideways diagonal jump to reach another double diagonal jump in a spike tunnel. There is a gate jump except the spikes are facing the opposite direction they normally would, followed by a normal sideways gate jump. There are some incredibly precise gate jumps and a platform that you have to jump on between spikes, which is, by the way, a double diamond. There's another corner jump followed by a double diagonal and another corner jump. There is a very precise sideways diagonal jump. I'm talking, I want to kill the Happle precise. Followed by a pair of corner jumps. There is a gigantic spike tunnel, and once you get the health potion, infinite jumping is enabled. Some spikes also disappear, and the way to the exit portal is open, which means you have to do this section again, but backwards. The health potion will tell you how much HP a boss has, and it's good that it's at the beginning of the game. But back to.
I want to conquer the blow game free. There's a triple diagonal jump followed by a jump over four spikes and another diagonal jump. The kid then must perform another precise set of diagonal jumps, free sideways gate jumps with brutal align required, and the return of moving spikes. Yay, Kappa! These moving spikes are part of gate jumps, and there is also a diagonal jump. There are two midair diagonal jumps, another normal diagonal jump, and another
Mid-air diagonal jump. I'm starting to see a pattern here. There is another diagonal jump with a moving spike, a jump over two spikes, and another brutally aligned requiring jump, and another long tunnel.
and Rin
I
must
hold on, we can figure this
must
out. Let's scroll back all the way to the top. All right, who is that? Is that just like Kamilia? All right, I can't figure it out. Move on.
maybe it's just the maker of the original game. I don't know.
Mm.
Must really like tunnels. The next screen is from.
I want to be the I-core. There is a precise diagonal jump followed by two precise double diagonal jumps, and a gate jump, and another gate jump. If someone's been taking a shot every time I've said jump, please stop. Actually, no, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. There is another gate jump, followed by a few more of them, and a diagonal jump, and more moving spikes. Run under the spike while it's up, and there is another corner jump. Jump at the end of the next blocks in order to not run into a spike, and run under another moving spike. There's another spike tunnel afterwards. Afterwards, perform a corner jump and another double diagonal jump. Run over another moving spike when it's down, then perform another corner jump and a diagonal jump. There's another diagonal jump, a gate jump, some short sideways diagonal jumps, and very tight gate jumps. Fall down and jump straight to the left, then perform two gate jumps which form together to create a diagonal jump. There is a corner jump, a gate jump, and a diagonal jump. There's a sideways diagonal jump, followed by a pair of spikes that move back and forth. I can't take it. Fall down while they're both in the wall. Next, there's a corner jump, complete with huge spikes, I might add, and a diagonal jump, followed by a precise midair double diagonal jump. What follows next is a double diamond, Monka S, a couple of corner jumps, a double diagonal jumps, and the path to the.
I want to enjoy the game 2 screen. Here, all of the spikes are nearly invisible, and there is a circle of light around the kid, which allows him to see. As for the needle platforming itself, well, there's an easy sideways diagonal jump, a corner jump, and a jump over 3 spikes, a mini spike tunnel, a double diagonal jump, a jump over 2 more spikes, a spike star that falls out of the ceiling, some gate jumps, a ledge jump, a double diagonal jump, and another spike tunnel. In the next room, it is still dark, but a new gimmick is added. If the kid jumps into a hole at the bottom, he'll end up at the top. You will use this to get to the hole that just takes you to the next screen, but more on that later. Jump over a spike, avoid another one on the left wall, another on the right, and jump over 2 spikes. Perform a sideways diagonal jump, jump over a pit and another spike, and land in the hole at the bottom. Go to the left and jump over 2 spikes to the right. Perform a double diagonal jump, jump over another spike, and land in the hole before the spikes close the exit on the top. Dodge a spike and land in between 2 more. Jump to the far left, perform a sideways diagonal jump, leap to the platform to the right, jump to the far right, and perform a gate jump. There is still a diagonal jump before the button, which will cause some spikes to go away, making progression possible. Okay. Okay, so right. If I actually wanted a guide for K3, and this is all there was, I would be incredibly confused.
You would
Which is
know,
honestly sad.
you would just know to jump.
Like this one, yeah, it's just do the name jumps. Like you never told me how to do the name jumps. It just says do them.
Jump.
Jump, corner jump, and then he had the audacity to not even name the invert an invert, as if saying
Right.
invert is like not known compared to corner jump. Like
Gate jumps, but the spikes are the opposite of what they normally are.
Alright, there's a couple of diagonal jumps, but then jump into the passage to your left in order to reach the screen from.
I want to be the white and black. There is a Quator decouple diagonal jump. Credit to Parveen Kaur on Quora for that part, and a gate jump. Jump over 2 more spikes to reach a ledge, and from there it's a branching path. The path on the top requires another jump up, then right. There is a ledge on the left which can be jumped on, followed by a ledge jump, which have given me the hardest of times in not another Magic Tower game, followed by 2 spikes hidden in the walls, which need to be avoided on your way up to a higher platform. There is a sideways gate jump, which must be done twice, followed by 2 extremely hidden spikes. Then, jump down and to the right, perform a sideways diagonal jump. What? That's a plane. A double diagonal jump, and a corner jump. If you take the other path, jump to the left instead, there is another ledge jump followed by 2 spikes in the corner again and another hidden spike. Fall down a spike tunnel, then perform a gate/corner/quadruple diagonal jump. The corner is last, by the way. In the next area, there are 4 gate jumps, a quintuple diagonal jump, and another gate jump. There's another double diagonal jump, and a jump over 3 spikes, one of which is part of a gate jump. There's another corner jump, a gate/double corner jump, and then the path diverges again. The shorter path is above you, where you must jump to a ledge and jump to the right off of it, then back to the left. Same thing again, only this time go farther to the left. Once in between 2 spikes, perform a ledge jump to make it to a passage that leads to a corner jump. Jump over 2 spikes after that, then there's another spike that needs to be jumped over, which leads to a gate jump. The longer path leads through a double diagonal jump, another single diagonal jump, a corner jump, a triple diagonal jump, and another single diagonal jump. And then there are those 2 spikes stuck together things, of which there are 2, and must be jumped in between. All that's left is a double diagonal jump and a spike tunnel, and that's the end of the path. And that's the end of stage 1. Now let's look at the boss.
Boss 1, Flandre Scarlet. At the end of Stage 1, you are transported into the Scarlet Devil Mansion, where you will fittingly be fighting Flandre Scarlet from I Wanna Conquer the Blow Game Free. Not from Toho. No. She appears on the left side of the screen, but will then teleport around 3 times and end up back on the left side of the screen. When that happens, a red circle thing, I don't know Toho at all, will appear around her, as well as 5 orbs being shot out. When an orb touches the edge of the screen, it ends up at the opposite end. Anyway, a bunch of red spheres shoot out bullets and appear at random spots. After that, she flies away, and the cherry from I Wanna Be the Heart appears at the top of the screen, shooting out 5 waves of cherries and then falling to the bottom of the screen. After that, Rumia from I Want to Enjoy the Game 2 appears, shooting out 2 waves of projectiles and a barrage of projectiles and darkness which can block your view. Actually, okay, so this is the first thing I learned from this, right? Is that Rumia from Enjoy the Game 2. That's the first thing I've learned from this.
No,
Guide.
dude, the cherry from I Want to Be the Heart? From I Want to Be the Heart.
Once she disappears, the crazy spike from I Want to Conquer the Blow Game 1 blasts from the right side of the screen, then back to the left, before coming from the top and shooting other spikes like crazy. After that, Flandre comes back before retreating and letting Mistia Lorelei from I Want to Be the Icar take her place.
He's PogChamp. Thank you, Karaf, for all that information. I didn't actually click on the links. A moment of silence, please.
All right, let's go. Where was
Mistia Lorelei from I Want to Be the Icor.
She will shoot waves of arrows, slow red ones and fast blue ones, and eventually the screen will turn completely black except the area around the kid to find out where the bullets are and dodge them. After this, the darkness goes away, as does the laser at the bottom, and the platforms grow spikes. The Mush Mom from I Want to Celebrate 100 also appears, along with her mushroom children. They all run on the ground, and while Mush Mom herself never jumps, her children do at random times. So jump over them. Suako Moria from I Want to Conquer the Blow Game 2 falls from the sky, shooting a random barrage of projectiles from her hat. Afterwards, she jumps away and Flandre reappears, and the orbs explode into other smaller orbs which follow the movement of the original orbs. Wait. Do they actually follow the same path? I never knew that.
I don't know, dude. I'm not a fucking K3 scientist.
Huh. This is your chance to defeat her, and once you do, the red circle thing around her disappears. The screen turns red, she flies away, and wait a second. What? The developers put a crime and punishment avoidance at the end of the boss fight. What sort of madness is this? Anyway, Miku Hatsune. You fucking serious?
You can't do that, dude.
From I Want to Be the White and Black is the avoidance of the day here. And what part of the avoidance did they use? The end of it. That's right. The part of the avoidance where a bunch of black cherries shoot out in a barrage and randomly curve into one direction. Ugh. Anyway, after that is done, the boss fight is over. Finally, back to Needle.
Hidden Boss 1, The Four Devils. So, how to access secret bosses. First, you need a secret item in Stage 4, then you do specific things in each stage, except the last one, and you'll have access to a secret boss. In this case, in the second I Want to Conquer the Blow Game 1 screen, hug the right wall as soon as possible in the spike tunnel, and jump if necessary. If done correctly, the boss door should be revealed, and if you go through it, you'll be taken to the first hidden boss of the game, the Four Devils from I Want to Be the Crimson. Although bear in mind, all secret bosses but the fifth one are references to the Stage 6 boss rush of I Wanna Kill the Camellia 2. Anyway, at the start of the fight, jump onto the platform, then onto the other platforms that move as the floor becomes filled with spikes. The fight itself is very basic. Just jump from platform to platform, shooting the devils. They actually use revenge bullets, meaning they use extra attacks when you attack them, although they don't really attack otherwise. The Red Devil's choice of revenge bullet is a single red cherry that is aimed towards you and keeps moving from then. The Yellow Devil's revenge bullets are a wave of yellow cherries, while the Green Devil shoots a green cherry from the right side of the screen, just above the elevation of the platform, which then moves to the left. The Blue Devil's revenge bullet choice is a single blue cherry from whatever corner of the screen it was in at that specific moment. About halfway through, the Blue Devil's health platforms stop. Let's start that again. About halfway through the Blue Devil's health, platforms stop spawning and cubes of water spawn instead. Oh, and you get to do 3 jumps instead of just 2, similar to some levels of another Needle game. What? Once you defeat the last devil, the spikes at the bottom disappear and a teleporter appears. By the way, I just wanted to point out how the red devil is the only one that matches the background. Makes you think, doesn't it? I feel
Okay.
I feel like I lost
Okay.
IQ reading that, actually.
What? Okay. Look. Here, Crimson, right? There's one rule of Crimson: kill green last. He doesn't mention anything about the fucking the skull head going after you once you kill green. Nothing about that because he hasn't ever played Crimson or anything fucking else. Every Crimson fight, you gotta kill green last. He's just watching videos. He doesn't see that green goes after him because everyone kills green last. Fucking, oh my god.
He doesn't even mention anything about like the things that happen at half health for like every boss. He just mentions the water, which you can jump 3 times in the water, by the way, 3 times.
3 times.
Water 3.
Stage 2.
Stage,
The first screen
hold
of
on.
the-
Stage 1 clear, 34 minutes.
Let's go. Death time. Okay. Stage 2. The first screen of the second stage is from I Wanna Vanish Needles, but the second it starts, you'd better shoot the save block as fast as possible because there is an orb chasing you, and otherwise you're screwed and you have to replay Flandre Scarlet. Wait, is that actually true? Doesn't that autosave?
Again, not a K3 scientist.
I'd like to know that. So the actual platform itself consists of a jump onto a platform, a jump onto another platform with spikes at the side, and basically the same thing again, except after you need to jump over 2 spikes and perform a ledge jump. It seems as if you have to jump in between 2 spikes while dodging the one above you, but a spike from below rises up to there and you have to jump over it. There is another moving spike on a platform jump, and you have to dodge it and perform a gate jump. There's a sideways diagonal jump followed by another one directly afterwards, and then a couple of gate jumps. Jump over a spike and run away before the spike can reach you, or just jump over it. The next screen is basically the same layout wise, but with some more spikes that make the jumps more dangerous and tight. And there's another orb chasing you. The next area is from
I want to be the Pio trap, and there is luckily no orb chasing you. Perform a gate jump and fall down the spike tunnel. Do a reverse ledge. Do a reverse ledge jump. Next, there is a mid-air double diagonal jump and a ledge jump that's not in reverse. Jump up to a higher platform, do a diagonal jump, and a corner/sideways gate jump. Next, a diagonal/double gate jump is ahead, and a single diagonal/gate jump. There are a couple of corner jumps followed by a diagonal jump and another corner jump in order to gain enough height to make the ledge jump. There's another ledge jump afterwards, 2 gate jumps, a slightly slanted spike tunnel, a gate jump, and a corner jump followed by a sideways diagonal jump. The save up ahead doesn't do anything, but the one in the upcoming...
I Want to Be the Air room does. What does reverse ledge jump mean?
I don't know. I don't... I was so confused. Like, am I reading this?
I don't know what reverse ledge jump means.
I don't know, dude. Crazy ass. It's a ceiling jump? I don't know. Fucking crazy ass. Oh, it's just a single spike jump? Fuck. I'm not drunk enough for this.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay.
Alright.
In said room, spikes come out of the wall, and there's a diagonal jump. Another diagonal jump midair while jumping over 5 spikes, and then you have to land in the gap between spikes and perform a gate jump. Jump on the platform to move the spikes below, and run below it to move them back. A spike also shoots at the kid from behind another spike. There's a midair corner jump followed by some platforms that need to be traversed. Jump in between 2 spikes. Jump out of the hole. Jump over 5 spikes, and watch out for the tree that falls on you.
Tree.
Perform a gate jump, then jump onto another platform and run through the long passage, watching out for the spike buried in the ground and the ceiling that falls on you. If you don't keep running, jump. But don't hit the spike. And what appears to be next is a double gate / diagonal jump, but the platform before it fills up with its spikes. Now you have more room to perform. Now you have more room to perform those jumps. A spike pops out of the ceiling, turning one of the 3 spikes into a gate jump. After a double diamond, run in the tunnel, but run back and jump before the spikes kill you. One of the 2 spikes from before also falls on the kid, and you have to perform a diagonal jump. Jump past the platform, go quickly to the right, and jump over 6 normal spikes and 1 small spike. After that, spikes will pop out of the ceiling and floor, revealing another double diamond. There is still a gate jump and a diagonal jump before the...
I want to be the Prism Screen. This stage is actually more of a quiz than anything else, and you have to find a passcode to enter to the computer. Enter the wrong code and you'll die. For the first puzzle, the save will display a number once you shoot it, and that is the number to enter into the computer. In the second puzzle, activate the light, wait a minute, then turn it off and the code should appear. But don't press the switch too much, or the spider from I Wanna Be the Boshi, which shall remain nameless in this guide to keep it a bit more family friendly, will fall from the top of the screen and kill you. Anyway, once you've entered the code, you are granted access to the...
I want to buy the crayon screen. I'm like still upset at the Prism Screen choices, especially after playing it myself.
I need to do that.
All right. Ugh. The green and red barriers will increase your speed, giving you the speed to jump over 14 spikes. Fall down afterwards and perform a gate jump, a diamond with flip spikes, and a double diamond with normal spikes. The next barrier will decrease your speed even more than it already was, but increase your jump height. Use this to perform a diagonal jump and jump over 4 spikes. Do basically the same thing again, only this time there is a gap between the 2 of the spikes and the others, so land in that. Perform a gate jump and avoid the save that says death, because it will kill you. The green barrier will revert you back to normal, and the red barrier increases your gravity. Wall jump from vine to vine and jump over some more spikes. The next barrier will decrease your speed and gravity a little bit more than it normally is. So perform a double diagonal jump and fall down a spike tunnel. God, that was a sentence.
You did it.
As a side note, it is possible to skip this part and go straight to the next save with a glitch involving the current save. Anyway, with increased speed, jump over 2 spikes, then 4 spikes, then 4 more. Use the wall jumps and dodge 3 spikes, and you'll eventually reach the next screen, which is from...
I want to escape the silver tower, and your physics are reverted back to normal again. Okay, should we watch the video?
Yes, watch the video. Definitely
Okay.
watch the video.
Watch the April Fool's video.
Wait, the glitch one?
Yeah. It was an April Fool's by Plank.
Oh, I remember this! Holy shit!
You can't see it on screen. Hold on, let me... He's just doing... He did it!
He's doing it! Oh my god.
He fucking did it. Alright, well, let's get that back to normal and not talk about that again. And there we go. All right, and now we are back right here. I don't question it. Jump out of a little area with spikes at the exit, perform a double diagonal jump, a normal diagonal/gate jump, and the same jump again, only backwards. Perform another diagonal jump, jump under some spikes, but don't hit the ones below you either. Perform a gate jump while jumping over 5 spikes, a diagonal jump and land in between 2 spikes again. There is a gate jump and 2 spikes to once again land in between. Climb up 5 platforms, perform a gate jump, and immediately move to the right. Jump up to the higher platform, perform a double diagonal jump, and watch out for the spike that falls down. Perform a gate jump and jump up some more platforms. There's a precise jump again, but you can skip it by jumping over it. Do a gate jump, and there is the same jump from before again. Jump up 6 platforms, jump over a spike in the ground, fall down to the other platform, perform a double diagonal jump, a gate jump, another double diagonal jump, and jump into the room to the left. There's a corner/gate jump, another gate jump, another corner/gate jump, a normal gate jump, and a triple diagonal. The next room is from
I want a macaron, and it consists of a gate jump and a spike tunnel. Jump over another spike and stand at the edge of the platform to not touch the spike. The jump to the right and down to the left, there's an octuple diagonal jump, after which the kid must jump up to the above platform, jump to the rightmost platform, then to the left, then to the higher platform. This next part is what caused Merg to almost drop the F-bomb!
Oh shit! Oh no.
There's a corner jump, then the kid must perform a sideways gate jump, another corner jump, then jump off the platform almost perfectly so as to not hit the spikes above or below. Jump over 4 pits with spikes in them, and you can do either a double corner jump or a quadruple diagonal jump. After that, there is a diagonal jump, and then you must jump down, perform a diagonal jump midair, followed by another one. There is another diagonal jump afterwards, a gate jump and a sideways diagonal jump, a corner jump, and another spike tunnel. Run far to the right to reach the area where there is ground and not spikes. You must jump slightly left and do a double diagonal jump after that, before doing a corridor/diagonal/gate jump. That's one hell of a hybrid jump. There is still 3 more gate jumps afterwards, and then the screen from
I want to be the payment. This screen has a very cool and incredibly frustrating gimmick, and that gimmick is that every couple of seconds, cherries appear randomly around the screen. Very cool. The platforming itself also includes dodging random cherries, but on its own, it is the following: jump over a spike, jump onto a platform surrounded by spikes, jump over spikes and make it to a platform, jump onto a platform and jump to the right and onto the above platform, dodge some spikes that come out of the ground, jump over a spike, land in a huge spot between 2 spikes, jump onto a platform under a spike, do a gate jump, jump at the edges of platforms in order to not touch the spikes, perform an easy diagonal jump, a gate jump, jump in between spikes, perform a diagonal jump, and uh-oh, Secret 2 appeared! Now you have to make it back to the beginning and enter the portal, but there is a platform to make it possible. Secret 2 is from
I want to be the needle Satan. So to successfully do the secret, the kid must perform a diagonal/double gate jump, a double diagonal jump, jump over 5 spikes, a ledge jump that leads to that same stand on the edge trick from I Want
There you go.
He calls bonk jumps ledge jumps and ledge jumps stand on the edge tricks.
Stand on the edge! That's a ledge. It's true.
Dude, I'm gonna start calling ledges stand on the edge tricks now.
Yes.
Like for real.
Oh my god. We can make this a reality.
A sideways gate jump, a gate/diagonal jump, a diagonal jump, a double diamond, a sideways diagonal jump again, and then stand at the edge to not hit a spike. Jump to the left and up to the right. Perform a gate jump,
A corner jump, a gate corner jump, and a midair diagonal jump. There's a diagonal jump followed by a jump over 3 spikes and another diagonal jump.
and water makes a return. Jump into the water, dodge a spike, move to the right, perform a sideways diagonal jump, a normal diagonal jump, and a gate jump. Once you get the auto gun, which lets you fire bullets rapidly by just holding down Z or whatever key it is you use to shoot. Some spikes disappear, allowing access to the exit and to continue the.
I want to be the payment section. In this room, the cherries are growing and shrinking, so they basically replace spikes. So I'll say the jumps as if they were spikes and not cherries. That doesn't work. Anyway, there are some cherries on the ceiling and some on the floor. Jump over one, duck under one, jump over two, duck under one, jump over two, and then there's a triple diagonal jump. And more water. Yay! Anyway, go around two cherries, go in between two more, and do that again. There's a spike tunnel but with cherries, and a double diagonal jump, another one but it's upside down, and a gate jump. There's a wheel of cherries spinning around, so do the next part very quickly. Once that's done, the
I want a rosier screen appears. It starts out with a triple diamond followed by a spike tunnel. I'm starting to see another pattern here. And an area with two moving cherries and a spike. There is a group of spikes that pops out of the ceiling, followed by a diagonal jump and a ledge with a spike over it. Keep in mind that there is an invisible wall blocking the exit, and the spikes from before move to the right. Jump up to the above ledge and immediately jump off. Perform a diagonal jump afterwards. Watch out for the falling spike, then jump up to the ledge and perform a gate jump. As the kid is jumping over four spikes, the ceiling comes down and going backwards becomes impossible. In the next area, there is a spike blocking progress, but you can shoot a button to get rid of it and fill your current platform with spikes. So jump off immediately. Jump down to the left and back to the right. Then jump up to a diagonal jump. Jump up some platforms with spikes on them, and you can still shoot the button now if you haven't already. Now jump down some platforms and perform a gate jump. Some spikes will expand and fall on you. There is a secret area to the left with a button. Wait, did Pikachu just ambush the kid? That's not fair. Anyway, what you are actually supposed to do is to jump off and jump to the right. There is a diagonal jump hidden in the wall, and as soon as you approach the cherry, it starts to chase you, and you have to go through the tunnel again. But don't jump into what looks like a dodge opportunity. There's an invisible block there too. Instead, jump off and back on and follow the cherry to the.
I want to be the magnanimity screen. The moment you enter the screen, you are placed on a minecart. If you let the minecart get far enough away, you will die. Anyway, there are 9 spikes which launch up into the air, and some spikes move to form a gate jump. Keep in mind the fire is lethal as well. There's a misaligned double diamond and another spike. There are some hoopsters which are climbing on trees and spawn at random positions. Run under them when possible. There are 8 more hoopster trees and some platforms with spikes on them. The platform to the far right has spikes that shoot up into the air, and then you must jump over 4 more spikes. When the rails aren't facing directly east, the minecart drops the kid if he's on it, so jump to the vines with no changed physics, unlike an I wanna buy the crayon, and wall jump off of them to get to the minecart once its position has been restored. To get back onto the minecart after it goes under platforms, perform a corner jump and wall jump to the other vines so that you can make it to the other platform. There's another hoopster tree, beneath which the ground rises if you touch it. Holy shit, he knows the word beneath? Same thing for the platform on the right, which can only be accessed via the rising block. There are platforms with spikes at the side and hoopster trees. After the 4th one, the minecart flips back up, and you can reach another platform with 5 hoopster trees. Get in between them and then get back on the minecart to ride over the spikes, but you'll eventually plummet to your death. Just kidding! You'll actually fight a boss.
Boss 2, Mr. Bright and Mr. Shine. Now, I didn't know about Toho before. How naive of me. But I do know about the game featuring her princess, Kirby. That was from I Wanna Be the Platinum, one of the worst fan games of all time.
Holy shit.
Anyway, the boss fight takes place in Butter Building, and the bosses are Mr. Bright and Mr. Shine from I Want to Be the Magnanimity. Mr. Bright jumps out of the sky using attacks at random. He can make a huge jump towards the kid, small jumps, shoot a fireball, or jump back and charge into the kid. While this is happening, Mr. Shine shoots stars from the sky before jumping down and switching places with Mr. Bright, who will eventually fire a laser that moves towards you. Mr. Shine uses basically the same attacks on the ground as Mr. Bright does, only instead of charging, he rolls, and instead of a fireball, he shoots a boomerang. Once they are at about 3/5 health, they are both in the sky, and Churnal from I Wanna Buy the Crayon appears, shooting out a barrage of small bullets and also 16 mega bullets every couple of seconds.
Sure enough, from I Want to Buy the Crayon.
Only from that.
Only from that.
After disappearing, do you know Toho names?
Patchouli?
Truly Knowledge from I Want to Be the Prism shows up. She shoots out twisters. No, those are not eagles. While the barrage of big bullets that shoot out the wave of small bullets appear from the sky. Once she retreats, Yuyuko Saigyoji from I Want to Be the Air. Sorry, I couldn't find a no commentary play for
Couldn't do it. Impossible.
Impossible. Yeah, the most covered fan game ever on YouTube. Nope, impossible. Shoots out 11 waves of bullets, which can be dodged by running right and left, and there are some mega bullets which are a bit harder. The dice from I Wanna Be the Pio Trap, which I sadly couldn't find a link to a video of, appears just as Yukuko leaves, and it rolls a random number from 1 to 9. So is it Yuyuko or Yukuko?
Wait, right. What?
Which one is it? I don't know.
That Skull is saying Yuyuko. I trust Skull. On Toho Matters, so it's Yuyuko and Nightshark completely fucked up.
Alright. The numbers can lead you to any of these jumps that you have to complete in 10 seconds. Number 1, a gate jump. Number 2, a jump where there are 2 spikes around the exit. Number 3, a double gate jump. Number 4, a double diagonal jump. Number 5, a corner jump. Number 6, a diamond. Number 7, a jump over 3 spikes with a low ceiling. Number 8, jump 5 in reverse.
Oh no.
Number 9, a gate jump with a spike at each side. Once you do one of these jumps, Mr. Bright and Mr. Shine reappear with slightly more dangerous versions of their THERE attacks. And after that's done, Lu Megarine and Rin Kagamin from I Want a Rose Gear appear for an anti-the-holic avoidance. Here, a giant flower made of black and white cherries forms in the middle, spinning and shooting out other cherries that shoot in a random direction, before eventually exploding, and you'll get sent back to Butter Building with another dice roll. Now, both Mr. Shine and Bright fall out of the sky using their normal ground attacks until defeated. When they crash into each other, the dice rolls one last time and you can finally enter stage 3.
Hidden Boss 2, Prince Shiratama, aka Prince White. Where did he get these fucking names? In the first I Want to Be the Prism stage, jump over the computer for the save to display a new number other than what it showed before. Enter this number to be taken to the second hidden boss, Prince Shiratama from I Want to Be the Destination, otherwise known as Prince White. He has 4 machines on him, a poison generator, an electricity generator, a water generator, and a fire generator, possibly a reference to the Titan Dweevil from Pikmin 2. This kid is fucking insane.
Yeah, okay, he's actually kind of cultured because he knows that. Like, I can give him respect for that.
He does. He knows Pikmin. That's facts.
Oh.
When one of these gadgets is active, Prince White turns the color of that machine and uses its attacks, which only consist of cherries for some reason. These machines activate at random. He switches between them at random, and you attack by shooting at a spike that's landing along the ground. The water generator shoots out wave after wave of blue cherries, as well as other big blue ones. The poison generator shoots out pink cherries in a spiral pattern, as well as from the top left and top right corners of the screen. The electricity generator shoots out slower waves of yellow cherries that bounce off walls, as well as cherries that fall from the top of the screen. The fire generator just aims a barrage of red cherries at you. Once all 4 machines have been destroyed, the spike moves faster and Prince White shoots out a random barrage of small cherries, and halfway through that health bar, the spike switches direction. Once you defeat Prince White, the teleporter appears, then is potentially the most useless guide to the destination boss ever.
All right. Stage 2 clear. What was Death's last time?
We're just entering 57 minutes.
All right. Stage 3. The third stage of I Want to Kill the Camellia Free is from I Want to Be the Starter. There is a not hard corner jump, a ledge jump, and another ledge jump, only with 2 spikes. There is a triple gate jump, a diagonal jump, and an area that can be used to make the corner jump later easier. After that, jump back up to the left, jump down to the left, perform a double diagonal jump, a gate slash jump, and diagonal jump. Jump up to a higher platform, jump over 3 spikes, and land at the edge of the next platform to not hit the spike. Jump through a diamond and land on the edge again. Then jump to the ledge and perform a couple of diagonal jumps. Jump through a gate, gate jump and back out before I do. There's so many jumps.
I can't look at it, it hurts my eyes.
I know. Okay, I have a proposition, right?
Yeah.
Quat section, since it's V6. Like,
Alright, you want me to like... Ooh,
yeah, you'll cover the. I also need the P, so you can cover the next 2, and I'll cover Quat as well.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Jump through a gate jump and back out. Perform a diagonal jump, jump in between some spikes, perform a double diagonal jump, jump over 3 spikes, and perform another double diagonal jump. There is a gate jump and a pit of spikes you must jump over, followed by 2 more gate jumps. The following I Want to Be the Quat screen has a gimmick from VV. If you press the S key, question mark, your gravity will be reversed. Wait.
I don't know why it's S.
S.
S. He does.
It's S. Isn't it just jump?
It's just jump.
Like, so get flipping. Anyway, there is a gap between 2 spikes, which you must land in between, then jump down onto the edge of a platform. Land in the gap in the ceiling, then in the floor, then the ceiling, the floor, and the ceiling again, before dodging Crazy Spike's little brother, landing in the nearby tunnel, and jumping from gap to gap. There are some more gaps to jump in between, followed by a long fall into another gap. Some more gaps to jump in, another fall up, and some more gaps. There is a diagonal jump, a corner jump, some more gap jumping, a mini spike tunnel, which we could now call doing things the hard way.
He's insane.
Some more gap jumping, a long fall down, and some more gap jumping. Up next is
I Want to Be the Forehead. There is a gate jump, a corner slash diagonal slash gate jump, an invisible block above the left of a spike, another one northeast of that, using fucking cardinal directions, and the top spikes shoot up and back down. Jump in between 2 spikes, perform a corner jump, watch out for the spike that comes out of the ceiling and the spike that moves to the right. Jump up onto the platform, jump to the far left, jump to another platform on the wall, onto the left, fall down and jump up to the left. Jump to the platform with an invisible block above it, watch out for the spikes that pop out of the ceiling, perform 2 corner jumps, jump to some more platforms, watch out for the platform that disappears and jump to the invisible one next to it instead. Only as soon as you approach the exit, a spike shoots out, making you the whole thing again. Jump over 6 spikes, jump down and to the left, perform a double diagonal jump, jump down and back to avoid the spike, hug the right wall on your way down, O-N your way down, jump up and hug the right wall again, then jump in the newly created gap, followed by a quadruple diamond. Jump between spikes from gap to gap, then jump over 3 spikes, the 4th will just move over. Jump over a spike to another platform, jump in between some spikes, jump left and up and right to the higher platform and perform a diagonal jump. Perform a gate jump and a corner jump, then hug the right wall. The floor below you is not solid. The I want to be the picture screen is up next. Jump over a spike, jump onto a moving platform, jump off and back on to avoid the spike that comes down. Do the same thing again for another spike that comes down further, and do it one last time for another spike that is already down. Jump onto the other platform, then jump off before the spikes come up, being sure to jump over two spikes that come in from the right, and dodge a cherry that moves up and down. The furthest left accessible part of the ceiling is fake, so jump to the upper right of that before performing a ledge jump and jumping up to the platform with a spike to its right. There is a gate jump and some conveyor belts that push the kid to the left. Jump over two spikes, run under a moving spike, perform a double diagonal jump, run under another moving spike, jump onto a moving platform, perform a diagonal jump, jump over two spikes, jump over another spike as the right one will move over, and watch out for the spikes that fall out of the ceiling. The first, third, and fourth ones fall out. But a spike wall chases you, and you must do that section backwards and forwards again. When the fifth spike in the ceiling falls out, the spike on the wall shoots out, and the portal to the.
I want to be the contrary secret appears, along with much more spikes but no traps. Okay, so I just want to say, right, reading this is making imagining the screens in my head harder and harder.
I
Because, like, as much as I hate to admit it, I have seen a lot of K3, right? I've watched a lot of K3. I know, like, most all of the screens in that game. This is like it's so hard to imagine what the screens look like reading this. Like it makes it harder to picture.
you gotta like you can't. It's impossible.
Anyway, this secret screen consists of a gate jump, a diagonal slash double gate jump, a corner jump, a double diagonal jump, and a jump in between two pairs of spikes. There is also a ledge jump and two spikes surrounding the exit, followed by a double gate slash corner jump, one of which is part of a diamond. There is a diagonal jump followed by another one immediately afterwards, and a double diagonal jump, which is part of a ledge jump, followed immediately by a gate jump. There is another spike tunnel and some pairs of spikes which need to be stood next to in order to stay on the platforms. The first one of which is semi-solid, only has collision from the top. Jump between some spikes, perform a corner jump, jump up through a miniature spike tunnel, perform another easy corner jump.
Are they even trying? Hashtag triggered.
And a gate jump of a platform. Jump over a spike, but don't jump over the platform, or else you'll have to do that gate jump again. Or just press Q or R. Your choice, but I'd rather pick the latter. There's a diagonal jump afterwards, a gate jump, a double and triple diagonal before you get the stopwatch, which tells you how much time you have in an avoidance. Once you get it, some walls and spikes disappear, creating the way back to.
I want to be the picture. In this portion of the stage, jump over a couple of spikes, but be careful not to hit the ceiling of spikes, which has suddenly fallen down and formed a diagonal jump. Fall through the spike tunnel, jump in between some spikes. Watch out for the spike that falls off the ceiling and the spikes that come out of the wall. Watch out for the other spike that falls from the ceiling and the spikes that chase you faster. Perform two gate jumps without falling through the flake floor. Jump onto a ledge with a spike to the left. Jump in and out of a gate jump. Watch out for the spike that comes out of the floor below you and jump up to a ledge between spikes. There's some fake ground before the gate jump that leads to the.
Wait, I want to be the
Ooh, spike 3.
spike free. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was doing someone.
Existing.
There's a diagonal jump, and after that, move straight right to jump for a corner jump. Land in the area below, then jump up to the ledge. Jump up to another ledge, perform a diagonal jump, jump over a spike, and perform a double corner jump. Jump down to a diagonal jump, followed by another one. Fall down a mini spike tunnel, jump under and perform a corner jump up to a higher platform, diagonal jump out of it, and perform a gate jump. There is a double diagonal jump, a sideways diagonal jump, some gate jumps with flip spikes. Oh my god, again!
He does.
And some spikes over the exit. In the next area, a double diamond is required twice for the height to make it to a ledge. That's too far up otherwise. There are some spikes that need to be landed in between in order to proceed. Jump in between some spikes, then make a diagonal jump and land on the edge of a platform. There is a hidden spike, by the way. Jump off of it and jump to the nearby ledge. Fall down a spike tunnel and perform a double diagonal jump before jumping over a mega spike and performing a tiny double jump. There's a corner jump, then a double diagonal to not hit a spike. Do the double diagonal again. Land on the ledge. Perform a triple gate jump. Fall to the right. Perform a gate diagonal jump and a corner jump. The next screen is from
I want to be the justice, and it again makes use of conveyor belts. There's a diagonal jump, followed by another one and a gate/diagonal jump, then jump over two spikes and dodge the ones on the ceiling, perform a quadruple diagonal jump, jump over spikes while staying under others, jump between spikes on conveyor belts, and perform a gate jump. There's a double diagonal jump on conveyor belts, a diagonal jump without conveyor belts, and a gate jump. There are some gate jumps on conveyor belts and an occasional diagonal jump also on conveyor belts. That's basically it for I Want to Be the Justice, except for some moving cherries at the end. For the
I Want to Be the Flower screen, perform a gate jump, a diagonal jump, dodge some spikes that come out of blocks, possibly in the form of a corner jump, perform a triple diagonal jump, then a double diagonal jump with a moving spike on the ceiling, a gate jump, a diamond, and a diagonal jump. Watch out for the spikes to your left and perform and above you that suddenly shoot at you. The spikes that shoot upright and the spikes that come from the right. These sentences are worded so fucking.
you can't. That doesn't work. It's like something completely different.
Yeah. Perform a gate jump and fall down the spike tunnel. Jump over a spike and go through a giant labyrinth of spikes, entering certain parts to unblock others. First, go to the top right of the bottom left square, then the top middle of the top left, then the bottom middle of the top middle, and the bottom right of the top right, the top right of the bottom right, and finally the top middle of the bottom middle.
Holy shit!
Next comes a part where spikes come out of the floor, then out of the side of all platforms you need to jump on. The spikes at the top fall down, so you have to do the whole section over again. Up next is a series of platforms where everywhere but the edges of them follow. Of them. Followed by a spike tunnel with moving spikes, followed by how many follow-ups?
Gotta go.
Followed by water over spikes in a similar manner to that of the I Want to Be the Flower screen. There are several water spikes at higher elevations than you are at, followed by a bunch of cherries that need to be jumped in between and a jump over 6 spikes. A series of tunnels is next, one where a spike chases you and another tries to fall down on you. Another tunnel where the same thing happens. One where a spike chases you but goes in the opposite direction, as well as another spike chasing you from the opposite side. 2 tunnels that are the same as the first one, and another where spikes fall from the ceiling. Take an invisible route to the right. The bottom route just kills you. The next room is a room that I was seen in.
I Want to Hope the End of, and it features another cool gimmick. Also, yes, he talked about the flower screen and the flower screen. Let's not talk about that though.
I know. I was wondering. I was like, you know what? I'll just no.
No, it is. When the kid walks in a direction, the screen flips in that direction along with all of the spikes on it. Go the wall next to what looks like an S, jump onto the left ledge, jump onto another ledge to the left, and jump into a hole, hugging the right wall to move the spikes. Jump onto a ledge, then jump onto several other ledges, being careful not to get yourself trapped because of the spikes. Jump onto the ledge, then jump up and right to the other ledge. Fall down and jump on a platform to the right, then jump up to another ledge, and get in a small room to have room to move the spikes out of the way. Jump between 2 spikes, then jump back and forth to move the spikes and make the jump. Jump up to the ledge to the right, fall down the left hole and jump while hugging the left wall. Go to the right, jump over a spike and fall down a hole, making sure to jump and hug the right wall. In the next room, take the left path, perform a gate jump up to the upper ledge, jump over a spike and up to a ledge, hugging the left wall to move the spikes. Perform another gate jump, fall down to the area beneath you, making sure to go to the left, fall down a direction facing affected spike tunnel, move the spike above to the left so that the jump is possible, perform a diagonal jump followed by another one, a sideways diagonal jump, move the spike over so that the tunnel is open, jump up while hugging the right wall, jump over 2 spikes and jump in between 2 spikes. You will arrive at the area from
I want to be the RZ. Jump over a set of spikes while staying under another one. There is a diagonal jump followed by a gate jump, a double diagonal jump, a diagonal/double gate jump, and a spike tunnel. Jump beneath a spike and perform a corner jump. Jump over Crazy Spike's twin sister. Perform a double diagonal jump and stand on the edge of the platform to avoid jumping into a cherry. After which you will perform a double diagonal jump, a double corner jump, jump onto another platform, jump to the right and back to the left to land on a platform that will take you to a corner jump with one spike flipped and the next screen. Jump over a spike, perform a diagonal jump up to the platform above you, perform a corner jump up to another platform with a spike on it, perform a diagonal jump, a few gate jumps, and some spikes above the platform you must jump to, followed by a spike tunnel. There are 3 diagonal jumps that essentially form a spike tunnel, and then jump under a spike, jump to a ledge in the wall, jump to a ledge above you with a spike next to it, jump to another spike ledge, perform a gate jump up to a ledge with a spike next to it, jump over a spike, jump to a ledge, perform a corner jump, and fall down the spike tunnel. The next screen is from
I Want to Be the Guy, the movie, the game. What a surprise. The saves follow the same pattern as they did in the original. If you shoot them, they chase you and will only stop if you shoot them enough times, which is where the auto fire gun really comes in handy. The only difference between this and the original I Want to Be the Guy is that the section is in ruins for some reason, and the platform isn't there, so your main mode of getting around is via the double jump replenishers all over the place, but we will call them DJRs to save time. That's gonna fucking suck.
he shortens DJR, but he can't shorten jump. Like
No, no, you can't do that. Oh boy.
God.
Anyway, use some DJRs to jump over a spike pit and climb the wall jump vines to reach a hole where a ghost falls out, fall back down to dodge that. Perform 2 double diamonds, jump to a ledge with spikes on the ceiling, perform a gate jump, wall jump to another platform, watch out for the spike that falls from directly above where you're supposed to land, shoot the ghosts that appear in the holes in the wall, one is near the beginning, thank me later. Go back to where you just were, watch out for the spikes at the very end of the ceiling that fall on you, wall jump through a gate jump, perform a double diagonal jump, a diamond with a fake floor before it, a double diamond with the middle spike broken, with the middle spike broken? What? Okay. Use the wall jumps and DJRs to reach a diagonal/gate jump. Perform another diagonal jump. Wall jump to a double diagonal jump. Perform a single, then double diagonal jump. Then a few double diagonal jumps. Jump to where there used to be spikes but now isn't, and perform a diagonal/double diamond jump. Wall jump up to a bunch of gate jumps, DJRs, and a spike that falls out of the ceiling. Wall jump up to a double diamond and go to the next area, which features a wall jump right below a spike platforms above other spike platforms, and the occasional corner jump. There is a fake ground ahead with spikes in it, followed by a ghost that takes you back to the area from before, only this time it has more spikes in it. Up next is a portal that leads to... Wait, the floor just collapsed? What just happened?
So yeah, as Fick said, he shortened double jump refresher replenisher, and he used it 4 times.
I feel like I'm not going to be able to say the word diagonal ever again after this.
I don't think I could say jump anymore. That's a hard loss.
Oh, God.
Okay. A boss free, the guy. Oh, wait. That just leads to the destroyed The Guy Castle boss arena, where the guy from I Want to Be the Guy comes out of the wall and shoots and shouts, "Roar! I will destroy you!" and shooting out fire from his eyes in a spiral pattern. The big ones cause parts of the castle to set on fire, shooting a spike or 2 from his mouth and shooting a wave of fireballs from each eye. Omega Zero from I Want to Be the RZ spawns at the right, dashing to the left and slashing the O Saber before disappearing to dodge fire that comes from the top of the screen and shoots out of the bottom when it hits it. After that, Ponyko from I Want to Be the Fourth appears at the top, shoots a barrage of dark blue bolts, but then flips the screen wherever she wants to and continues shooting before it returns to normal when more fire shoots from the floor and Krako from I Want to Be the Picture floats at the top, shooting waves of stars at you. Dodge them by jumping in between and dodge the last one with the vines. All this while, the guy is shooting fireballs at you. After all that, he shouts, "I will crush your tiny bones," and shoots fireballs in lines that sometimes change angle, as well as white balls that home in on you and can be destroyed by a gunshot.
White balls.
Yeah, that's eye by balls, or balls by eye.
Eyeballs.
Oh, and more spikes. Halfway through this attack, that whole sentence was "oh, and more spikes."
More spike. K4 would be like,
Halfway through this attack, a purple aura forms around the guy's eyes, reversing your directional inputs. When Death from I Want to Be the Starter throws a scythe at you, it constantly circles around and around trying to kill you. Wait, did it just disappear when it was off screen? I just found another glitch!
no.
Anyway, once the guy goes away, Sieg from I Want to Be the Justice takes his place, shooting out a barrage of bright purple bullets and gigantic magenta bullets that slowly expand before he sucks you into it. And now it's anti-chlorobenten avoidance time. This avoidance features Rin Kagamin from I Want to Be the Flower, and she attacks with the following attack 3 times, forming a circle of black cherries, shooting 3 waves of blue cherries from the top of the screen, having a floor of red cherries bounce up and back down. Rinse and repeat. Note that spikes are on the platform you would otherwise use to skip this phase altogether, but after that, the screen flashes a bunch. For the love of God, look away from that. And Rin starts to use attacks from I Want to Be the Contrary instead. Here, there are 4 cherries bouncing around the screen, which shoot other cherries and switch direction in sync with the song. As a side note, if you are really lucky, you can actually get the cherry stuck in the wall.
Poggers.
I didn't know that actually. Huh. After a while, the cherries explode into other cherries. Said cherries shoot away from you, and you are placed back into the guy's destroyed castle. Omega Zero and Krakow reappear, and so does the guy, shouting, "You can't escape!" before using basically all his attacks at once. Upon defeat, he shouts, "No!" Falls out of where the wall was and drops the gun, which explodes. Dodge the explosion. You just set the scoreboard to us 27, the guy 0.
Why 27? Why 27? What? Why?
I don't. How many screens are there? That's not. No, there's more than 27. I don't fucking know, dude.
He exists. Alright. Fight of
It's not the
27.
point of 27.
Jesus Christ. Hidden Boss 3. Nue Hoju. To access this boss, go to the water spike jump section after the spike tunnel in the I Want to Be the Flower screen, then keep going to the right until the door appears to this boss. Nue Hoju from I Want to Make It Breaking Out. By the way, you have infinite jumps for this whole boss fight. Nue starts the fight with multiple overlapping spirals of bullets from the middle of the screen. Her second phase consists of a barrage of red bullets that spawn and curve randomly. The third attack is basically the same as the first, only there are some red bullets being fired as well. The next attack is a bunch of bullets that fire out in lines before rotating in a direction and keep moving, as well as more bullets at a slightly different angle. For the fifth phase, Nue summons a bunch of waves of red bullets to be summoned towards her, forcing you to jump through them. Phase 6 consists of a wave of blue bullets that turn red when they touch the edge of the screen, homing in on you again and again. Nue fires more of such bullets the longer it takes you to defeat this phase. The 7th attack is basically the 5th one, but the waves are a different alignment every time. The 8th attack has UFOs that spawn bullets as they go, which shoot out at a different angle every time. In Phase 9, a bunch of red and blue bullets randomly come from the side of the screen, and Nue completely disappears for the 10th phase. Here, a bunch of bullets spawn from lasers, then move in a direction before turning back into a laser, giving you room to dodge it, and a bunch of lasers fire as well. The next attack has Nue shooting a crazy barrage of blue bullets. The 12th and final attack has bullets that shoot out in lines and angles that are very tricky to avoid. After that, the exit teleporter appears.
Okay. Stage 3 clear.
1 hour 21 minutes. What happened to my chat? Oh, great. Never mind. Not looking at it.
Yeah, Happelman showed up. That's all you need to know.
All right.
Stage 4. Oh God, what have I gotten myself into?
That's us.
After
That's
you
us.
That's literally us, dude.
That's us.
After you beat the guy, you are taken to a stage that starts with I want a sun spike. For this screen, jump over 3 separate spikes, perform a double corner jump, jump over 5 spikes while performing a double diagonal jump, and perform another double diagonal jump. Jump over 3 spikes, jump down to perform the double diagonal jump, perform a diagonal jump, and a corner jump. Up next is a gate/double diagonal jump, a double corner jump, walk into the fake wall, perform a double diagonal jump, jump into another one but jump straight out afterwards, re-perform the double diagonal jump from before, perform another double diagonal jump, jump straight to the right, perform a diagonal jump while jumping over 3 spikes, jump over 4 more spikes, and jump into a tunnel with the greatest amount of the most precise gate jumps ever. Anyway, up next is
I want to be the Azure. Jump over 3 spikes that are slanted, being on an incline. Wait for the moving spikes to re-enter the walls before jumping to the platform. Jump over the spikes when they come back and dodge the moving inclined diagonal jumps. The platform pushes you up into the next screen, so perform a corner jump. Wait for the platform to come back. Perform a double diagonal jump, a normal diagonal jump, and a sideways gate jump. Then the
I want to enjoy the excursion screen will appear. This stage uses arrows that flip your gravity, like in I Want to Be the Quet, only that was manual and this isn't, and your speed is increased. So perform a diagonal jump, perform a gate jump, and jump over 5 spikes. Flip your gravity and fall down a diagonal path made of spikes before performing a gigantic triple diagonal jump. Perform it again with flip gravity and jumping on a platform to unblock a path you can now access while on the ground. Fall through a spike tunnel, perform a double diagonal jump, enter a passage in the wall, perform a double corner jump, jump backwards onto a platform, jump over spikes, and push a button. This should open up to the path to some gravity flip platforms. So fall through the spike tunnel again, jump over 5 spikes again, and enter a passage to the right. Okay, before bubble, right?
yeah.
Did he mention that you're sped up at all? Oh yeah, he did. Your speed's increased. Okay.
Oh,
I just
what?
glossed over that. I
Damn.
was hoping he didn't mention that.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. The next screen has an even harder to control gimmick. You are in a bubble and you still move very fast. Float under 17 spikes while cherries start to give you chase. Move up and down to dodge spikes. Float under 10 spikes. Perform a diagonal jump or diagonal float. Float over 10 more spikes. Float through 5 gate jumps next to spike platforms. Float up and down through 5 gate full up and down through a pattern of spikes and do the screen backwards as the real exit to the
I Want to Be the Tempest screen just opened up and the cherries are no longer chasing you, but there is more spikes. Anyway, in the next screen, jump repeatedly to avoid falling into spikes. This screen is actually multiple screens long, similar to the I Want to Be the Guy screen, and for this screen you must jump over 2 spikes, jump over a gigantic spike, perform a diagonal jump, jump between 2 spikes, perform a diagonal jump, jump in between 2 spikes that are way too far off the ground, perform another diagonal jump, land between 2 spikes, perform yet another diagonal jump, jump up to a ledge, jump up to another ledge, with a spike to the side of it.
Wait.
Yeah.
Can you try a Pear impression? This seems like the perfect time.
The thing is, I haven't listened to Para enough.
Ah, damn it.
So I haven't.
What I just plugged up my nose and did it, so you could try that.
I can try that.
There's another diagonal jump before the next save.
That good enough for you?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Alright.
Jump over 3 spikes. Jump over another spike, and there's a pretty long fall before the corner jump. Jump over a bunch of spikes stacked on top of each other. Dodge some spikes which are spinning around, and jump into the ceiling, which isn't actually solid for some reason. Where was I? Some portion of it. Perform an actually possible diagonal jump on your way out.
Okay, the next part is just filled with cherries. Oh, damn it. I literally just here we go again.
Jump in between 2 cherries, jump over a bunch of cherries, and jump in between 2 more. Jump in between some more cherries, land on a platform, and jump in between some more, and that's basically it, until a section where you have to dodge moving cherries, whether it be sideways or up or down. There's a wheel of cherries that rotates counterclockwise, but switches direction when you enter it. Some cherries come out of the ceiling, causing you to have to go fast or wait to new jumps. Jump up to the ledge to the right, perform a corner jump and a couple of precise diagonal jumps. Fall down and perform a gate jump in the next area, then some more. Then fall down, probably the biggest spike kill in the whole game, except it's full of cherries, not spikes. Fall to the left, and then right, and then middle, then right, and finally middle. This will lead to the teleporter that will take you to the
I want to be the butterfly screen. There's a line of water that moves up and down, so use it to perform a diagonal jump. Float in between spikes, perform a gate jump, 2 double corner jumps, twice! Float to the right and jump over a spike. There's a double diagonal jump, a normal diagonal jump, and a switch that gets rid of a spike. Use that advantage to reach another trigger that will unblock the way to the exit. But halfway through that, a portal appears at the left, and so does the spike from earlier, but in a different position. Once you reach it, it teleports to the right side. Once you enter it, you get transported to the screen that single-handedly ruined Merg's playthrough of I Want to Kill the Camellia Free, a mashup of multiple screens from...
I want to be the TAS. For this screen, oh boy, I'm using this again.
Oh boy.
Jump at the edge of a platform to not hit a spike. Perform a corner jump. Jump at the edge of a platform again. Jump at the edge of it again and perform a diagonal jump. Perform a lot of diagonal jumps and another damn corner jump. Perform a diagonal jump, a double diamond, a double diagonal jump, a gate slash double diagonal jump, another diagonal jump, a corner jump, another corner jump, a spike tunnel, and a gate jump. A diagonal jump, a corner slash sideways diagonal jump, a jump over 2 spikes and 2 small spikes, another precise slash I want a sun spike gate jump, a double diagonal jump, and some spikes on the ceiling and the floor. Jump on the ceiling using the platforms, being sure to dodge the spikes, before performing a corner slash diagonal jump and getting the key, which allows to access the 5 secret bosses. What were they thinking?
Some spikes and walls disappear to make the next part possible, and you can return to...
I want to be the butterfly. When you perform a gate jump, a cherry spawns in the middle, shooting other cherries that are aimed towards you. Jump up to the left, jump over a spike and onto the block. Jump over 3 more spikes, jump to a platform and onto another one. Perform a sideways double diagonal jump, a normal diagonal jump, and hit a red block to remove all red blocks, and change the cherry's attack pattern to shooting out cherries in waves. Perform the platforming backwards except with no red blocks and jump onto another platform to the right. Jump over a spike at the above platform, perform several diagonal jumps, fall down a long path, jump over 2 spikes, jump over 2 more with a low ceiling, jump up to a higher ledge and perform a diagonal jump. Once you hit the blue trigger, the cherry starts to shoot other cherries in a spiral. Go back to the beginning and perform a few gate jumps to activate the yellow trigger. When the cherry shoots cherries in a line, which then shoots towards the kid,
You did it. You explained the attack.
jump up to some higher platforms, perform the same platforming as before, but without some blocks, then perform a diagonal jump. The pink block removes the cherry and reveals the exit, but the spike ball moves around, and you must get back up to perform a gate jump and enter the teleporter to the...
I want to be the Hades screen. This is going to be a mess. Jump over 2 spikes while dodging the one on the ceiling. Jump between spikes again. Perform the first jump from before, only in reverse. Perform a diagonal slash triple corner jump. Jump over 3 spikes. Perform a gate jump, a double diagonal jump, 2 diamonds, a jump over a few corner jumps, a sideways diagonal jump, and a gate jump twice. Jump to the edge of the ledge. That rhymes! And jump in between some spikes. Perform a bunch of gate jumps in a row and a double diagonal jump. Perform a double diagonal jump and take the path above you via a corner jump, as the lower path doesn't lead anywhere. In the next room, jump between spikes and enter a small tunnel before exiting it with a backwards version of the same jump. Jump over Crazy Spike's long-lost cousin, who is part of a double corner jump, then perform some more I Want a Sunspike gate jumps. Perform a double diagonal jump, a diamond slash double diagonal jump, and a double diamond. Jump into the lower area, jumping in between spikes to progress. Perform a very awkward diamond, land in between the spikes and make an incredibly precise jump to the next platform. Perform a sideways diagonal jump. Not talking about the fact that it's a buff plane at all. A corner jump. Wait, a triple corner jump?
What were they thinking?
Why? Anyway, after that, jump through some spikes and enter the screen from...
I want to go the dot kid, trademark exclamation point. This stage has a very interesting gimmick, and that gimmick is the kid has a smaller hitbox, represented by a red dot. This state is called Dot Kid trademark, and certain needle engines like JTool are allowed to use that state as well.
Holy crap.
This state is required to get through the very tight needle platforming. Here, there are cherries raining from the sky. There is a double diamond, a ledge to jump on, a diagonal jump, a ledge with a spike on it, a double diagonal jump, a normal diagonal jump, a jump that is only possible with the Dot Kid trademark state, a septuple diagonal jump, 3 gate jumps, and an invisible block over the last spike. Jump in the diagonal gaps between the spikes, a dectuple diagonal jump,
Why the hell are there so many diagonal jumps in a row?
and jump beneath a spike. Some more very precise Dot Kid trademark only jumps, some gate jumps with spikes flipped and a spike or two between them, and 3 diamonds. There are now cherries coming from the bottom of the screen as well. Perform some incredibly precise Dot Kid trademark diagonal jumps. Jump over some spikes. Perform some diagonal jumps, a corner jump, a quintuple diagonal jump, and 3 gate jumps. There is a diagonal jump, a corner jump, another corner jump, a very precise Dot Kid trademark jump, a bunch of diagonal jumps in a row, and water. Jump at the edge of a platform again and perform a bunch of underwater diagonal and gate jumps. Keep in mind there's a spike that falls on you. There's a quadruple diamond, a double corner jump, 2 more corner jumps, a spike that only the Dot Kid trademark can run under, a gate jump, and a huge group of cherries. Once you reach the
I want to be the black section. The Dot Kid trademark turns back into just the kid, and there is a huge invisible maze while weird-looking Mario and Luigi shoot arrow things everywhere, similar to the giant cherry from I Want to Be the Butterfly. Jump over a gap, enter a passage at the same height as the platform you're on, jump onto an invisible ledge to the left, jump up and back to the right, jump up and left, jump over an invisible wall to the right, jump over a 1 block gap, jump into another small passage, enter another passage to the right, keep going right until you reach about Luigi's shoulder, go right, down, and then left again. In the next room, go left until an invisible wall stops you, at which point you will go to the right and back to the left. Jump over another gap, jump over a bigger gap, jump up to a ledge to the left, then another to the right. Jump up to the ceiling to cause blocks to appear, then jump up to the right. Go to the right, but there's another 1 block pit to jump over. Then repeatedly go left and right, but watch out for the lack of blocks. Jump to the teleporter to enter. Wait, I just made it through a huge maze and now you're gonna put an...
I want to be the maze screen right after that? This is stupid. Anyway, there are some spikes that are half in blocks, so jump over some diagonal jumps and jump over the other spikes. There is a spike tunnel, only the spikes are moving down, and you must hit a block to make the next screen possible. But be careful to not let the spikes lock you in. Jump from platform to platform, then go to the left to go through another moving spike tunnel, hugging the right wall to reveal path. But go back and fall some more until hugging the right wall again until another hidden path appears. Then perform gate jumps like crazy until it is possible to proceed. Watch out for the block that rises up and tries to crush you. For the next section, I don't really know how to describe where to go and what to do, so I recommend looking at the walkthrough I posted via the blue text.
Blue.
The one section that you'd like actually need a guide for, and he can't even give you that.
Yeah. It's
Very
true.
cool. Anyway, after a long and dangerous maze, you will end up at the
I want to be the Emperor screen. Jump up to the edge of a platform that doesn't have a spike on it, jump up to the next platform's edge, jump up to another platform edge, perform a gate jump, jump to another platform, perform another gate jump, jump down and shoot a button. This will cause the exit to become unblocked, more spikes to appear, and a purple cherry to chase after you. In the next room, perform 3 diagonal jumps and a gate jump while a cherry chases you. Perform a bunch of gate and diagonal jumps while the cherry stops chasing you, but 3 others start to give you chase. Activate a trigger to cause some of the ceiling to break, letting you jump through it, and then perform a double diagonal jump, dodge some moving cherries, and activate a trigger to turn the whole I Want to Be the Emperor stage upside down. Dodge the moving cherries again, perform the double diagonal jump again, fall down a spike tunnel, jump onto a platform next to a wall, jump onto another one before the spike from before blocks the exit, fall down a spike tunnel using some blocks from the ceiling, watch out for a spike that moves over in said tunnel, perform some diagonal jumps with moving spikes, and re-enter the first area, which is also upside down. jump up to a button to make another button appear, then jump up to that with more spikes all over the place, dodging the other one that flies towards you, and a block will vanish, spawning another chasing cherry. Yes, that's what I'm calling them now, and making it possible to reach the exit. This will lead you to the boss rush against 4 bosses, titled The 4 Divas, similar to I Want to Kill the Camellia 2.
Okay. All right. Here, this is actually this is it. The boss rush.
We're here. We're fucking here.
This is like where everyone quits, but we will not.
We will make it through.
Heart card. Miku Hatsune. Not good trademark. While this may be the only of the 4 diva. Is it diva or deva? I'll say diva.
Diva, whatever.
Or a song with a vocal lead singer in it. Hold, release Rakshasa and Carcasses. It's definitely not the only time we'll see Miku, but more on that later. Right now, we have to make it through an avoidance from I Want to Go the Dot Kid. As you would expect, you are once again the Dot Kid trademark, which means smaller hitbox. Miku first starts out by shooting yellow cherries at you, as well as a red cherry that shoots out a bunch of other red cherries. And I mean a lot. The cherry shoots out the barrage multiple times, and after that, a huge amount of cherries come from the sides of the screen, moving in a very interesting pattern, before 3 red cherries appear at the top, before turning blue and exploding to a wave of cherries. A barrage of red cherries comes from the right side of the screen, while Miku shoots bigger cherries that bounce off platforms. The big cherries freeze in place before a barrage of blue cherries comes from the left side, and Miku shoots more big cherries, which then freeze, and all the frozen cherries explode into other cherries. Then, wave after wave of yellow cherries shoots out from the center in a counterclockwise spiral pattern, before they freeze, and clockwise green cherries shoot out from the center. Then they all spin around like crazy before scattering, which is probably unavoidable without Dot Kid trademark. That's definitely avoidable. Then a bunch of red and blue, yellow cherries slowly rise from the bottom of the screen before scattering, which is probably also Dot Kid trademark mandatory. The next attack is that Miku shoots out circles of green cherries like crazy before shooting out 8 waves of purple cherries. Rinse and repeat. Except halfway through, Miku also shoots out a barrage of light blue cherries. There is also another blue cherry barrage afterwards, but then all the cherries shoot towards the middle and keep going from there. And that's basically it. Once you leave, your Dot Kid trademark state is reset.
True. Club card. Colonel Schwarlitz Longhainer. The arena may seem empty at first, but psych! You're dead meat! Anyway, Colonel Schwarlitz Longhainer from I Want to Be the Black, just known as the Colonel and I Want to Kill the Camellia 3, appears at the top, slowly falling to the bottom and shooting several waves of orange arrows, before shooting a barrage of random colored bullets. He then rises back up to the top of the screen, shooting a spiral of orange arrows and the random rainbow bullets. The next attack is a bunch of small random bullets that shoot in random directions, followed by a bunch of big green bullets that shoot out in random directions and at random places. They eventually speed up once they hit the edge of the screen. There are some blue orbs that shoot out arrows that fire at random places, and the orbs are not random. They curve at the edge of the screen. After a while, the arrows shoot away from the kid, and the colonel shoots out more random bullets. After a while, these bullets curve in a random direction. Then he shoots big and small bullets randomly before shooting out lines of pink arrows which curve slightly. Then he stops shooting arrows and keeps shooting bullets before shooting a bunch of small bullets at once until you defeat him using a platform resembling that of I Want to Be the Semantic Compositions on Definite's Meaning. That takes forever with non-tasks, by the way. But once that's done, the teleporter appears. There's a lot I want to talk about there, and I'm not going to say any of it.
Semantic compositions on death and its meaning.
Yep.
How does he know about that and not any TIS fight?
No. No. You don't get that. It's just semantic compositions.
Semantic compositions. That's it. All right. Oh my god, this is 2 pages. Diamond card, the piano. Okay, so before we begin, I just wanted to say,
Whose idea was this?
anyway, when you hear Circus Gallop playing in the background, you know you're in for a treat. This boss is the piano from I Want to Be the Maze. It first attacks by shooting out 3 red cherries and 3 blue cherries that each shoot out piano keys at you while moving in a spiral before
Hold,
moving back to the piano and leaving behind piano keys as it goes.
hold on. Apparently, I have to click on this link.
What was it?
I'm never trusting any of your ideas again, Grab. Jesus Christ.
Okay, where was I?
It's leaving behind piano keys as it goes.
Yeah, these keys then randomly shoot out, and then the piano shoots out keys like crazy, which then turn in a random direction and repeat the spinning barrage key attack. The piano shoots out keys in a spiral, but then the keys randomly shoot out and another barrage of keys comes in. These keys get pushed to the right, then left, then up, and finally down. The piano then shoots out another spiral of keys, as well as the occasional other key. It then shoots out a barrage of red keys, then of blue ones, before some lines of yellow keys come from cherries and shoot towards the side, before the piano then shoots out keys towards the bottom of the screen, before pulling the keys towards it and making them move back and forth and eventually falling down. I tell you what, I'm trying to imagine that attack in my head, and his explanation made it more confusing.
If that's just the whole guide, that's literally everything.
Yeah. It then shoots keys straight down at you. Then keys come from the bottom left and top and bottom right of the screen. Then the piano pulls them towards it and pushes them back away. It uses the yellow key line attack again, followed by a barrage of keys which move back and forth after some time. Then move towards the middle and keep going from there. It spawns a giant circle of keys from the center, which splits up into 5 other circles that shoot out and must be dodged. It shoots out a bunch of keys that freeze in place and keeps shooting and repeats. Similar to Dot Kid Miku trademark Miku. These keys then get shot towards the kid very fast. 2 more pianos spawn at the top and shoot out a bunch of keys, then disappear. The piano then shoots another key barrage, then another really fast one, then in lines that swerve in another direction. It then spawns black hole thingies that shoot out keys
Back in a
until
bit.
they hit the side and go down. Phone havers be like, alright. When they keep shooting keys, the piano then shoots a line of red keys before all keys on screen back away from the kid. The next attack is almost like the beat blocks from the Super Mario games. Jesus. The piano shoots out red and blue keys and switches between the red and blue ones being active before they're all active and spin around while the piano shoots a barrage of keys. They all shoot out in
Take
a
the
random
next one.
direction and then the piano throws out all of its keys at once and then attacks with a barrage attack. After a while, keys start to rain from the sky before they all shoot away and the teleporter appears. Oh my, okay, since Cosmo can't show you it, the link with beat blocks, it goes to mariowiki.com/blinking_block. So, yeah. All right. Spade card. Emperor Miku Hatsune. Oh boy. Here we go. For this boss, Miku is back, and she's got an ace up her sleeve. Okay, I'll stop with the lame jokes now. Anyway, this boss is Emperor Miku Hatsune from I Want to Be the Emperor, simply known as Emperor Miku in I Want to Kill the Camellia Free. Her first is the red phase, which consists of a big red cherry aimed at you with lines of orange and yellow cherries that shoot out and all shoot towards you after. In the purple phase, the middle of the middle platform on the left vanishes, and Miku uses a cluster of blue cherries as revenge bullets, as well as green cherries that come from the side of the screen. Halfway through this phase, Miku shoots out a barrage of light blue cherries in the blue phase. Oh wait, light blue cherries. In the blue phase, the middle of the middle 2 platforms on the right goes away, as does all of the floor. In this phase, there are lines of cherries that come from the side of the screen, then scatter in a random direction in the green. Dude, these sentences end so abruptly. I'm getting thrown off.
You'll get there.
In the green phase, the middle of the top and bottom platforms on the left disappear. Miku is shooting a counterclockwise spiral of yellow cherries, and after a while, Miku starts summoning circles of gray cherries that are only active once they turn orange, and shoot towards the center of the circle and keep going from there. Oh, and a clockwise spiral of light blue cherries. In the upcoming yellow phase, all remaining platforms' middle parts falls down, and Miku starts summoning clusters of red and orange cherries that suddenly shoot out. In the final phase, all remaining platforms fall and you gain infinity jumps. As a last resort, Miku starts shooting a barrage of cherries like crazy, with more and more cherries with every damage you deal to her. But after a long and painful struggle, the Emperor is finally dethroned and the teleporter appears. Just as a side note, I have a complaint with this boss fight.
What?
When Miku uses the green phase, for example, her whole sprite turns green, not just her hair. There is, however, an updated version of this boss that is much harder and fixes this problem.
So which one? That's the Plank video? That's just DX. That's literally just DX.
Dude.
Alright.
Okay, I have to do this too. Oh, dude, I get to read about Fuka. Oh my. Oh, wait, we switch off. Okay, thank God.
Yeah, no, this one's like super fucking long, so we switch off in the middle anyways.
Okay. In Fluka, boss 4. After clearing the other 4 bosses, why is Miku there twice? This boss will become accessible. And Fluka is either referencing the creator and final boss of I Want to Take the Time Machine or Luca Megarine. The latter, is it latter or later? I guess the latter point is strengthened by the fact that the song chosen for this boss happens to be one Luca was in. Next stage. That's why I chose this picture. I didn't want to use an actual image of Influka twice. You'll see when the other appearance comes in. Also, for some reason, the comment with this info didn't show up. But either way, this version of Influka is an I Want to Kill the Camellia free original boss, but it does have flashbacks to bosses from I Want to Kill the Camellia 2, including Sticky Keys, Geezer, Solgren, Big Kid, The Guy, and of course, Influka. This avoidance starts with a cherry falling from the top of the screen, shooting out other cherries that bounce off walls as it goes. 2 more of such cherries drop from the sky afterwards. Then 2 more before waves of cherries come from the center of the screen. Then a barrage of cherries comes from the top left, top right, and center of the screen. There are 2 circles of cherries that spin around counterclockwise and another one between them clockwise, all of which shoot out other cherries. But about 15 seconds later, the circles switch direction and shoot out cherries that go faster, then eventually come to a complete stop while the free barrages of cherries shoot out again. Then they are all shot away from the center. 5 lines of cherries are shot from the sides of the screen before the screen is flipped, and you must fall in between the cherries and dodge the other cherries they shoot out. The screen does a massive flip out, and there are 2 barrages of cherries coming from the top left and top right corners of the screen, while a structure of cherries forms in the middle and eventually is pulled towards the middle and shoots out. There's a cherry flying around the screen, shooting out other cherries as it goes, before a flowery thingy shoots out from the middle, and some cherry circles retract and expand constantly, shooting out waves of cherries as they go before another flower thingy shoots out from the middle, so jump to where it won't get you. I thought
The
those were all
spot.
periods. I thought those were like all periods, but that kept being commas.
Surprise.
There are some stars made of cherries that shoot out from the middle before a small cherry grows, while other cherries fly towards it, out of sync, I might add, in the middle of the screen. Then 3 of the following 5 random flashbacks to I Want to Kill the Camellia 2 play.
Volcano Zone. The gray cherry from I Want to Enjoy the Game 1 appears at the top, shooting cherries in a spiral. Then Sukapon from I Want to Be the Dark Blue flies out of the lava and to the top of the screen. The gray cherry then flies to the top as well, before Gema from I Want to Be the Experience and Jirachi from I Want to Get the Yellow Star appear, and while Gema showers the left and right platforms with cherries, Jirachi shoots stars in all directions. An original boss from I Want to Be the Fortress returns, spawns on the right platform. Then all of a sudden, I Want to Be the Fan Game turns on Sticky Keys, causing all of the cherries to go up or down, and then Sticky Keys falls on you.
Geezer Room. Geezer from I Want to Kill the Guy fires down a fireball that explodes in the fire that spreads across the ground, and Mouse from I Want to Be the Conscience appears, shooting a barrage of stars that would be blue if not for the lack of color. Enemies from Metroid, are they called Shriek Bats? Start flying from the ceiling and walls, and Beelzebub from I Want to Be the Heaven Trap 1 appears in front of Geezer, shooting out bullets that curve and bullets that just shoot out straight, along with several more waves of that. The platform rises. The big kid head from I Want to Be the Explorer shoots several copies of the kid's limbs everywhere, and the lava rises.
Solgren Room. For some reason, this is always the third one to be chosen. Sanae Kochiya from I Want to End the Blood Festival shoots out giant bullets in a spiral pattern, while Koishi Komeiji from I Want to Be the Scapegoat, go to hell, copyright, attacks with hearts that spin around and must be jumped in between. But the top platform is by no means an option until later because Solgren from I Want to Be the Boshi is in the way. Once Solgren moves to the right, Gorilla Seyfarth from I Want to Be the Unknown summons two crystals that crash into each other, creating a bunch of bullets, and then Freudia Newall from I Want to Be the Unknown slides across the screen, shooting a bunch of icicles from the side as well. Solgren then spawns a bunch of energy balls that would be green if not for the grayscale concept of Influka, which then shoot towards the kid. You don't need to destroy Solgren's shield here.
He didn't even mention the bossy achievement. What the hell?
Nope.
Big, big kid room. I think Koala didn't want this to be the fifth secret boss. Anyway, the big kid from I Want to Be the Love Trap shoots out two types of bullets. Regular ones are lethal and water ones aren't. You once again gain a not another needle game triple jump.
It's not triple jump.
What?
It's just double jump.
It's just double jump water. And you must jump in the water bullets, dodging the real ones while dodging cherries as well that would normally only be revenge bullets.
Guy's Castle. The guy from I Want to Be the Guy makes a return in the form of a flashback. No, I'm not confused. I'm confused. Shooting a bullet or two every few seconds, while Reg Ice from I Want to Be the Green Moon and a Regirock, also from I Want to Be the Green Moon, shoot rocks from the side of the screens. The Space Invaders from I Want to Be the Green shoot down from the top, shooting bullets down wherever they want to. The guy then shoots bullets at you, so use the wall jumps to dodge that. Gustav from I Want to Be the Best Guy 1 appears, shooting out a circle of spikes in several circles that explode at the edge of the screen, but the screen grows black right before that.
Once 3 out of those 5 flashbacks are done, Influka performs a very diabolical attack. Why am I still doing these?
Yeah.
A giant disco ball attack that spins around in different directions, and you must use infinity jumps to dodge it. Then 2 lines of cherries come from the side of the screen and back, then from the top and bottom, then the sides and the top and bottom again. There is a repeat of the cherry in the middle attack, followed by 2 more flashbacks and another flashback exclusive to the end of the battle. The Influka room. Captain Viridian from I Want to Be the Diverse shoots out a bunch of flashing, not rainbow, no, grayscale stars, while God from I Want to Be the Heaven Trap 2, there's been a lot of I Want to Be the Heaven Trap lately, shoots out several waves of bullets at once multiple times. Shinjo from I Want to See Q flies on screen, shooting a few waves of bullets that curve in a direction, while Ariel from I Want to See the Moon summons an S figure out of cherries that soon goes berserk.
That's the homing attack. I don't know what the fuck the S is from.
That very loosely forms an S. I wouldn't say forms an S. Run to the right to dodge that. After that, both Pachi from I Want to Be the Rookieman and Sakuya Izayoi from I Want to Be the White Cherry shoot barrages of things at you. Pachi shoots bullets and Sakuya throws daggers. After this, some shapes made of cherries explode in the middle, then at the sides of the screen. And that's basically it for stage 4, which even ends in black and white.
Hidden Boss 4, Gravity Man. Before the Cherry Tunnel in I Want to Be the Tempest, which feels like forever ago, by the way, hug the right wall to access the secret room which leads to Gravity Man from I Want to Be the Popularity. When he flips his gravity, yours also flips, giving you a very slim chance to shoot him. You can also shoot 3 bullets, spin Stone Man's stones around him, shoot 3 tomahawks that either belong to Tutu Windman or Tomahawk Man, summon Wave Man's water waves. Shoot Charge Man's fireballs from the top of the screens and shoot out Napalm Man's bombs which don't bounce off walls, as well as Crystal Man's crystal spheres which do bounce off walls. Upon defeating Gravity Man, Proto Man jumps in and throws him an M tank, restoring all of Gravity Man's HP and starting Phase 2 of the fight. Phase 2 is basically Phase 1, only 100 times more spammy, and Gravity Man uses Starman's shield as a barrier, which is near impossible to shoot through. After you defeat him, he shoots out a crap ton more of crystals, and you have to dodge them to get to the orb and go through the teleporter. Oh, have fun with this one.
Let's fucking go. Stage 5 secret, Infinity Trials. When you first enter Stage 5, jump straight to the left and you will reach the Infinity Trials. The first area is very straightforward. Just jump through an area with no spikes, but once you reach the right, some spikes appear, so perform some diagonal jumps and gate jumps. At the left, some spikes spawn around the entrances to the rooms on the sides, so dodge those as well. Some spikes spawn on the ceiling and floor, creating some very precise diagonal jumps. Some spikes also spawn next to the entrance spikes, creating an inaccessible area, except maybe with Dot Kid trademark. There is also another spike on each side. Some more spikes appear on the ceiling, making the jumps extra precise, and finally some spikes spawn next to the middle segment. Once you collect the warp portal, which lets you warp to any portal with F5, it that
That's not true. That's not. No.
that it warps you to the hub area, does it not?
Yeah, it
What?
does, yeah.
The teleporter, the exit teleporter appears, but goes to the bottom of the screen once you try to enter it.
Camellia Area. When you are placed in Camellia Area, you will be put in a purple room with Camellia and a conveyor belt that will push you into spikes, but don't jump into Camellia. She loves you enough to kill you. Instead, we're going to play a little game I like to call Minesweeper. It's because it's the name of the game, There's a window above you, but don't close it or else it will shut down your computer. Why does it say I have Windows 7? Instead, enter the correct positions on the landmine map. They are below and surrounded by purple. But huh? Dodge a bunch of attacks while doing this, including a bomb for every square you press and some energy balls. Up next is Simon Says, or should I say Camellia Says. Ow. Anyway, there's no hazard here except for the spike wall and the time limit. Camellia plays a random series of notes which you have to play back in order to be able to reach the next series of notes, which is basically the first set but with one more note and it is played faster. This cycle repeats itself over and over until the exit opens up. Except if you've learned anything from that Miku avoidance fake out in the Guy Castle, you know not to trust anything in this game. The floor just falls and you get dropped into a dark maze. You get infinite jumps for said maze, and the route is the following.
I was gonna do the maze route.
Here we go. Fall down until you reach ground again. Take the path to your right, follow it back and forth, and take the path up, follow it down, trigger the fake block to the left, go to the left and down, and take the upper path, the other upper path, take the middle path, trigger the fake block on the right wall, take the bottom path, trigger another invisible block, then all of a sudden the screen flips upside down. I'll script the rest of the route as if it wasn't flipped. Take the lower path, activate a fake block on the right wall, then take the lowest route possible to revert the screen back to normal. Go back where you came from and down, activate a fake block on the bottom left of the floor, activate another fake block to the right, take the lower route to the right, go back and forth until you get to where the fake block was, take the path up, follow it until you reach another area above you that flips the screen, take the route back down and to the right, follow the path until you reach a fake block, go back and forth again until you reach another fake block to the left, go up and to the left, jump into the hole to the left, jump around there until the screen flips again, take the path back up, go to the right and down, follow the path down, go to the right and follow the path up again, follow it again until you reach a dead end, at which point you will go back to flip the screen, take the path backwards, go to the left and activate a fake block on the ceiling, take the lower path, then go back and take the next path, activate a fake block and exit the maze. Isn't the screen turning just like on a timer?
Apparently the Nens it is, yes, so.
Oh, God.
Hey, dude, I get to talk about Lunar Magic. Let's go.
PogChamp.
Alright. Stage 5-2, Lunar Magic Area. This is actually the first avoidance in Stage 5, and with the title card inside the avoidance only telling me the name of the song, Rotten Heresy in Chocolate. It was difficult to find a photo of the title card for Lunar Magic Area, so I had to use the print scan key, but enough about how I got the title cards.
Print scan.
Let's look at this Miku wins. Miku first starts by creating 2 purple rings and 2 pink rings of cherries, which then spin around a little and shoots out in a random direction, along with 3 more rings of gray cherries. Orange and pink cherries randomly come from the sides of the screen before doing a counterclockwise 90 degree and coming from the top and bottom instead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then 8 big cherries come from the sides of the screen, 3 of them being purple, 3 light blue, and 2 blue. The purple and light blue ones eventually explode into other smaller cherries. Then the blue cherries shoot out other cherries before exploding. Then the cherries from the blue ones go back a little bit and shoot back out. A bunch of random red, yellow, and orange cherries come from the bottom of the screen before freezing in place and moving around a bit as Miku shoots out a barrage of cherries that also start to move like those other cherries and eventually disintegrate. A bunch of cherries come from the side of the screen, followed by 3 really big blue ones coming from the bottom of the screen. Then 3 from the top that shoot out a bunch of blue cherries and explode, all of the cherries on screen being fired away from you. Then 168 green cherries, yes, I actually counted, are at the top of the screen. He counted those?
What is he doing? How?
Okay, that's actually a millionaire question.
Holy shit! It's true. It's fucking true.
Okay. Some cherries come from the right before zooming forward and moving around a bit and disappearing. Now here's the part that's really not to my taste. A reference to the song. Miku shoots out big cherries like crazy. Then said cherries explode into other cherries which zig up and zag down after a while. Then even more exploding cherries which somehow move down after some time. There are even more exploding cherries, although these smaller cherries actually curve into another direction. Miku shoots a bunch of waves of white and gray cherries, followed by some cherries in the middle shooting out other cherries. Then the screen turns into a direction and turns slightly red, then into another direction and slightly blue. Then the cherries from the middle move down. Then there is that really annoying cherry explosion attack. But in addition to that, there's also exploding cherries being shot from the top and bottom of the screen, then from all over the place, before they all disappear and Miku shoots barrage after barrage of cherries that gets pulled towards the middle and back out again. Some waves of great cherries as well. One of these barrages stops, moves around for a bit, and moves away from the center again. There's another final barrage before a circle of red, orange, blue, and green cherries form in the middle. Shooting now after it turns gray and becomes faster. Now this boss is done, and we can get back to Needle again.
PogChamp.
Why is Betty's section so long?
Wait,
Holy shit.
wait. Okay. Needle. Betty area. In this area, there is snow falling from the sky, so don't let it block your view like it did for me. The ground is also slippery in here, but let's talk about Betty area now. Perform a few double diagonal jumps, jump beneath a spike and over others, perform a diagonal jump, watch out for a spike that comes out of the ground and moves to the left, perform a corner jump, jump over a normal spike and a huge spike, stay under another one, jump beneath another one, but watch out for when it comes down, and another one chases you, as well as the other two. Jump up to a ledge and perform a diagonal jump before a double diagonal jump. There's a spike, another double diagonal jump with fake floor beneath it, an invisible block before the next double diagonal jump, some spikes to jump over without jumping into the ceiling full of spikes, a spike that falls on you on the first platform, a spike that rises out of the next one, a spike you must dodge, a gay jump that spins around, some fake floor after said gay jump, and a couple of double diamonds, the edges of which spin around. Perform another gate jump before it locks up and jump over a spike to reach the exit. At first it may appear that you have to hold right, but that route is blocked and there's a fake block on the right wall. Jump over 3 spikes, one of which expands. Perform a gate jump, watch out for the conveyor belt that suddenly spawns. Perform another easy gate jump, watch out for the conveyor belt that comes out of the ground. Perform a sideways diagonal jump, perform a diagonal jump, and jump on the ground that suddenly appears beneath you. There's a double diamond and one of the spikes moves over. Perform a double corner jump, jump up to a platform that rises and a spike comes out of the current platform you are on, and perform a diagonal jump. Jump over a few spikes, watch out for a spike that comes out of the ground, perform a diagonal/gate jump, jump to 1 block beneath the platform as it will rise up 1 block. Perform a corner jump and the platform will move over 1 block, then a standard corner jump and When you reach the next area, all spikes on the ground move over to one block. Perform a gate jump, a diagonal jump, then all the spikes will move back, so perform a diagonal jump, 2 gate jumps, and a diagonal jump. There's some fake floor and the spikes will move back and forth. Once you reach the next area, it seems you're about to fall into a spike, but right before you hit the spike, it disappears. Up next is a corner jump, followed by some spikes that move to the left when approached, a spike that moves up and to the right when approached, a hidden block over a spike, a double diagonal jump, a spike platform that moves over, another diagonal jump with spikes that grow, and some fake floor before the next diagonal jump. There's a double gate jump with a spike that falls down, forming a double diagonal jump, another diagonal jump after that, another spike, a ledge above with an invisible block in the entrance, another ledge with an invisible block over it, a corner jump that soon spawns, a jump over 2 spikes that eventually appears, 2 diagonal jumps, the top one of which moves over 1 block, another ledge where spikes come down and form a diagonal jump, fake ground above said spikes, fake ground in the next area, a double diamond that suddenly splits in half, a gate/diagonal jump, a fake wall, and a corner/sideways diagonal jump. After that, the exit teleporter takes you to the next area.
Okay, hold on. Look at how long Dorpy's area is.
I'm so sorry.
Hold up. I got a good idea for a millionaire question, so I'm gonna rate
I hope it's not that.
There's one joke one and one actually real one, so.
Okay, plot joke.
Stage 5-4, Dorpy area. This is probably the most popular Stage 5 avoidance, and for good reason. The arena is different. Instead of the usual 9 platforms, there is an area with some ledges on the side of them and a platform in the sky, possibly to create an avoidance that better fits the song Common World Domination. Also, instead of the standard sprite, Miku has sprites from Miku and Pop. That being said, Dorpy area is very well made and creative, so let's have a look at it. When the avoidance starts, 8 cherries shoot out other cherries, forming a snowflake-like thingy of cherries which shoots out a copy of itself. Said copy gets sent in another direction. It shoots out another copy, followed by a couple more copies and some more copies. Copies.
Jump!
Jump, corner, dag.
Holy fuck. We're losing our mind.
Affected by gravity. After this, a bunch of random cherries get shot from the right side of the screen before moving right, up, left, and down. Before the same thing happens from the opposite side, and as the screen turns in direction, cherries come from the side, and eventually the screen goes all crazy, and Miku jumps off the platform, spawning 3 stars made of cherries that eventually go to the top of the screen and shoot in random directions. Shoot in a random direction until they remember how gravity works. Yeah, remember when Einstein invented gravity? So,
True. Yes.
Miku shoots out 2 lines of green cherries that shoot out other green cherries, then even more, and if you were Dot Kid trademark, this would be possible to dodge without jumping to the top platform and jumping again once they shoot up and fall back down. Miku then shoots out a bunch of red and blue cherries that bounce off walls, then lock onto the kid and then shoot away from their target. Jump over that, then the same with some yellow, blue, and purple cherries, except they are fired away from Miku. A triangle-like figure of dark red cherries forms in the middle before spinning around, shooting out other cherries in straight lines, exploding into other cherries. There are some triangles of cherries that spawn at the sides while Miku jumps up to the higher platform. Then they all shoot out before Miku shoots out 3 waves of cherries. There are 2 lines of cherries which spawn at a place where you can stand exactly between them. Then they move up and down before shooting out in a random direction and firing away from the kid. Miku then shoots 2 red cherries which gradually turn yellow as they shoot out other cherries and explode. There is the random cherries from the side again, only this time it moves diagonally until they are affected by gravity again. There are 6 green cherries, which each shoot out 6 more, then those shoot out 6, and then all those cherries move to the other side of the screen before moving towards Miku and away from her again.
You live?
She then shoots out. Yeah, I got this. She then shoots out 4 lines of cherries that spin around and then shoot out 2 more rows of cherries from each cherry. And they just don't understand gravity at all because they fall up instead of down.
How? Gravity not.
Einstein believers, get out. Okay. Miku then attacks with a giant flower made of cherries that spins around and shoots out. You can literally stand at the center of the bottom platform to dodge that. Followed by another cherry flower that must be avoided somewhere else and behaves the same way. There are a bunch of red cherry squares that come from the side of the screen, which then expand and shoot out. There's 2 red cherries and 2 blue ones that all shoot out other cherries and lines. They then they all explode into other cherries that get pulled back a bit and shot out again. 2 rainbow lines of cherries spawn before spreading and forming an arc that repeatedly gets pushed away and back to Miku before homing in on you. And then there are 2 more cherries that shoot others. Miku then shoots out a wave of cherries that spins around, then another, and they all disappear. As does Miku and some platforms. There are some cherries that shoot out while shooting others. This repeats before free things. They're in the music video, and I don't know what they're called. Appear and jump up and down while the cherry structure spins around and shoots copies of itself before being pulled towards the middle and shot outwards. The screen then goes to static before returning to normal and moving to the left, to the right, and back to the left while the things shoot cherries everywhere. Then the ones at the sides shoot out spinning waves of cherries, then disappearing before the middle one shoots out a barrage of cherries and then disappears. But said barrage stays on screen even after the room turns back to red until Miku reappears shooting out a bunch of shapes made of cherries. Then what follows next is slightly different versions of attacks we've seen before. Then the cherry triangles and waves, then 2 lines of cherries that shoot in a random direction, then 2 cherries that each explode into a star, then the RNG attack. Then a bunch of cherries shoot out from the top middle and slow down until they eventually start to shoot out again, and that's basically it.
Basically,
Okay.
basically.
That's basically all. Everything else is shorter except Koala Area. Okay. All right, let's fucking go.
PogChamp. Probably done in like 20 minutes. Fucking hope, anyways.
20 minutes. I'm gonna say 30.
Yeah, alright. Stage 5-5, Rakido Area. Unlike the last needle, Rakido Area sadly doesn't have any kid movement related gimmicks. The stage starts off with a gate/double diagonal jump, some spikes to jump over, and in between, some platforms with cherries on them stand on the edge of them, some gigantic spikes that must be avoided while jumping up to the next platform and over a spike, a diagonal/double gate jump that must be jumped in and out of, and some fake blocks behind a now moved spike that activate once that happens. That was a sentence. Start to perform a diagonal jump, but jump out of it before spikes kill you. Then go to the beginning and activate the fake blocks, jump over the newly appeared spikes and jump over another spike. Jump in between some spikes, some of which start to fall down, perform a gate jump and diagonal jump back out to dodge a spike, perform a double gate/diagonal jump, watch out for spikes that come out of the wall, perform a sideways diagonal jump, don't fall through the fake floor, jump up to the edge of an invisible block, jump to the top of the right wall, perform a diagonal jump and go to the fake block cluster to the left to reach the teleporter under a spike. Jump over 3 spikes, perform a diagonal jump back to where a spike used to be before another spike falls on you, dodge a spike that moves to the left, and move to where the other diagonal jump spike used to be before it moved left, go over another spike, go back beneath it before it moves up, and jump to another ledge with an invisible block above it. All that as quick as possible because otherwise a spike will block the exit. And then just perform a few more diagonal jumps. Perform a sideways double diagonal jump, a normal diagonal jump to a ledge where a spike comes out, diagonal jump up to another ledge, dodge a spike that comes out of the wall, go to the right above the spikes, then perform a few double diagonal jumps while the spike walls force you to backtrack. The teleporter moves all the way to the right, so back to there. The platform falls down now. In the next and final room, jump over 3 spikes, jump over another spike, perform a gate jump in the air, dodge some spikes around the entrance and exit of the room, perform a corner jump, freaking hell! Stand on the block under the corner jump next to it, perform a diagonal jump, perform 2 more corner jumps, a gate jump, a diagonal jump twice, perform a diagonal jump, then jump up to a ledge and perform the whole section again, only with more spikes because only then will the exit become unblocked. So far, this area is a lot like I Want to Kill the Apple, only not impossible. There you go.
Just like it, dude. The same game.
It's the same game. I can't tell the difference. It's the facts. If you like K3, guys, you might just like Apple. Perform a gate/double diagonal jump, a corner jump, and then ride a platform over some spikes. Jump in between some of them, jump over a structure of spikes that splits in half, jump or out of it, perform a double diagonal jump over a spike, and get on another platform to go back to an earlier point in the level where the teleporter now is.
Stage 5-6, Cyber Area. Ah, yes, Cyber Area. The bane of Alex Payne 24's existence. Okay, so for reference, Alex Payne didn't beat Rukato Area. He just save tagged
Oh,
to Cyber. So wouldn't anything else be the bane of his existence? Really?
K3 is the bane of his existence. There you go. It's facts.
Yeah. Only avoidance boss besides the piano to not have a Vocaloid song in the background. It uses crack tracks instead. Anyway, Cyber appears at the top. That's right, the user himself actually showed up, shooting out a wave of bullets. Then he summons a bunch of red orbs that shoot down arrows randomly. Said arrows stop after a while, then slightly turn into a direction. Then a wall of red orbs comes from the right side of the screen, then back to the right before a blue wall comes from the left. Cyber is also shooting a barrage of bullets while this happens. Then the walls come back and they, along with the bullets, move up and to the side of the screen. Then Cyber shoots a bunch of arrows from red orbs again. Then blue orbs, then two waves of bullets shoot away from him. There are a bunch of blue bullets coming from the top, which suddenly move up, and then a bunch of red bullets go down and up. Then a bunch of red and blue bullets come from the top before firing in a random direction. Then a bunch of red and blue bullets come down again. But they switch to coming down diagonally soon, then straight down. Then the red ones go straight and the blue ones go diagonally, then vice versa. This is the worst explanation of like this I've ever heard.
Right? You could have just said like this and it would have been more efficient.
Jesus. Cyber shoots 4 waves of bullets, then the other bullets move up, and Cyber shoots a bunch of bullets that bounce off walls. 4 green bullets circle around like those cherries in the I wanna be the heart needle part, while a bunch of red and blue orbs shoot arrows everywhere, and the spinning bullets occasionally shoot purple arrows out. The other arrows get pulled towards the kid before being pushed away, then the orbs shoot out arrows like crazy. Then a straight line, once the orbs rise up, a barrage of purple bullets comes from the top of the screen before stopping and moving again once a bunch of waves of bullets come from the middle of the screen. A bunch of teal orbs appear at the top, shooting black arrows everywhere, which then stop once a bunch of purple bullets come down. And they're more like greenish dark than black, but they keep going after that, then stop for red bullets and keep going, then stop when Cyber starts to descend and shoots out purple bullets, then go again and stop coming out entirely once 2 walls come from the side of the screen. The end of the fight is basically the beginning wall attack, only Cyber comes back up, and that's literally it for Cyber Area. The only one besides Camellia Area to feature the user in it.
Literally. It's over. Influka Area. Yep, this is where Influka's picture reappeared. In Influka Area, which seems to strongly resemble the Gradius section from I Want to Be the Bashi. Here, the kid is dropped into the Vic Viper and can shoot at an onslaught of more enemies than you can shake a giant stick at. While doing so, the enemies may drop power-up orbs, which can give you a gameplay benefit of your choice. You can either increase your speed immensely, drop missiles down from the Vic Viper, double the amounts of shots you fire, increases the amounts of damage you do, or create a drone that follows your movement like the helpers in Paper Mario and attack by default. You can see your progress in the stage at the bottom. At the end of this section is a boss fight against some sort of moon-like thing. We already had Mr. Shine, so I don't even know what's canon in fan games.
What?
Excuse. That attacks by shooting out waves of bullets, summoning a bunch of enemies, shooting stars in a random direction, pulling meteors towards it that explode into smaller rocks, and shooting out lasers. At least, that's all the attacks I'm aware of. Oh, and it can flip your view so it looks like you're going left when you're actually going right. Once you defeat the moon, the screen flows back to normal, and you get enough energy orbs for another drone, assuming you don't have anything selected. A silhouette of Kamilia appears, followed by another boss fight against the gray moon and the black moon. I'm utterly confused right now. It's not fucking Kamilia, it's Influka. That's why it's called Influka Area, dumbass. They attack with a barrage of arrows and bullets that are both random. The Black Moon's bullets expand even more than the Grey One's bullets, then vice versa. Then they attack in a spiral pattern, followed by the normal barrage pattern. Once you defeat this boss, the Vig Viper lands near the kid's home when he enters it. There's an extra life in the fridge that does absolutely nothing, and goes onto the bed to get some rest. Immediately afterwards, the screen goes black and cuts to another scene. Please do not question the scene, where you can see Camellia literally swallow the kid. Thus begins the final stage of the game.
Vor, let's go.
I was wondering. PogChamp
Alright.
4!
Oh my. Okay, wartime. Stage 5, hidden boss, Koala Area. So to access this secret blackboard avoidance, head to the right of the Influke Area entrance, and you will enter Koala. You will encounter Koala Area, and I'm pretty sure that Koala even voted against having the big kid boss as the 5th secret boss.
What?
Anyway, once you enter, you get infinity jumps right off the bat. There is a circle of cherries in the top right of the screen that shoot other cherries out in waves. Then in the top left, then they both disappear, and there is a giant circle in the middle that shoots out multiple waves at a time. Said circle has 4 smaller circles circling around it. Try saying that 11 times fast. Why don't you make more fucking words? Please!
Make more words!
We've had to say jump, circle, cherry so many fucking times. You couldn't even use apple once. Jesus.
DJR.
DJR. And there's another wave circle in the bottom left of the screen, then the bottom right, then the top left, and finally the top right. The circles in the corners shoot out other cherries when Miku appears in the middle and shoots out cherries in a spiral. The spiral eventually stops, the cherries in the corners shoot out while the ones in the middle pull back in and then shoot out afterwards. There is a triangle made of cherries that spawns at the bottom, preventing ground movement while 3 cherries shoot out other cherries. Then the bottom of the triangle eventually gets pulled towards Miku and shot out in a bunch of diamonds. The rest shoots out and bounces off walls, as well as the other cherries bouncing around and exploding into triangles afterwards. Miku shoots out 5 cherries that stop and explode, although the smaller cherries don't go far until they start bouncing off of walls. The next attack is basically the same, except they explode into stars that don't collide with walls. The same attack again, but they explode into flowers this time. Then said cherries shrink and grow again as they move. Then a bunch of white cherries shoot out, followed by a gray cherry that destroys the part of the floor beneath the only safe place. So your only hope for survival is to jump in a tight area and dodge cherries from above and from the sides. Then a bunch of yellow cherries appear in a squiggly line pattern before shooting out, and 2 squiggly lines of cherries shoot out and do the same thing. They reverse that attack and shoot back out, as well as the yellow attack reversed. A yellow cherry comes from the bottom of the screen, moving up while it creates orange, magenta, and pink cherries as well. There are also some other cherries being fired as well. The 4 cherries in the middle shoot out other cherries in the shape of pentagons, squares, and then they explode into circles. There are 2 spirals of white cherries, and then some gray cherries cover the floor, once again preventing ground movement. There are 2 giant gray cherries aimed towards you, as well as a bunch of other cherries being shot towards you in lines in a random pattern. After a while, the cherries on the ground scatter and 3 more random barrages of cherries shoot out, followed by 2 pairs of waves of cherries. Basically, the 5 cherries exploding attack is next. So basically, guys, the 5 cherries exploding attack is next, but a little different because of the hole in the floor, and the orange cherries are in the corners and in the center. After that, Miku turns red and 2 spirals of cherries shoot out, but slow down after a second and speed back up. Then a bunch of cherries shot out from the sides, and a bunch of cherries shoot out from the middle. 3 waves of cherries come from the middle, as well as 4 barrages that move slightly back and forth multiple times. Then 4 mega barrages at once. Then a cherry shoots out flower shapes made of other cherries. A flower forms in the middle, while a bunch of shapes made of cherries come from the sides of the screen and shoot out from there. The cherry shape in the middle shoots out in a random direction and Miku vanishes. That's basically it for Koala Area. Time to move on to something else. Okay, so I just want to wish you good luck, Cosmo.
Great, Nin's just fucking asked me to read this really slowly, too. And here's the channel points. I have to fucking do it.
Oh my god. This is so long. Okay, read like the first page slowly, because we're gonna be here for like actually another half hour if you do that.
Alright. This is the final stage before the post game, which will not be covered in this guide. And I would not do it because that's not reading, Karath.
Yeah, thank fucking God.
The M stage is under tremendous time pressure as the whole screen is shifting left and right, and there is poisonous water that rises. Perform a gate jump, 3 diagonal jumps, another diagonal jump, a ledge jump, and jump to the right to reach the next area. Perform a corner jump, a diagonal jump, another diagonal jump, a corner jump, jump over 3 spikes, perform 4 diagonal jumps, a gate jump, a corner jump, a gate/double diagonal jump, and a corner/diagonal jump. In the next area, jump over 3 spikes, perform a sideways diagonal jump, a gate jump, a triple diagonal jump, jump up to another platform, to another one around a spike, perform a double diagonal jump, a gate jump, another double diagonal jump, a normal diagonal jump, a gate jump, and a corner/sideways diagonal jump. There is another corner/double diagonal jump, a ledge beneath a spike, a diagonal jump, a gate jump, another diagonal jump, a ledge jump, a sideways diagonal jump, a corner jump, another corner jump, a triple diagonal jump, a diagonal jump, a gate jump that must be performed twice, a corner jump, and a fake path that only reveals the real one with a bunch of diagonal jumps that is also fake and opens up the actually real exit with some diagonal jumps as well. Go to the right, perform a diagonal jump, a corner jump, a sideways diagonal jump, a diagonal/gate jump, a diagonal jump, another diagonal/gate jump, a corner jump, a gate/double diagonal jump, a double diagonal jump, a corner jump, a ledge under a spike, a diagonal/gate jump, 2 gate jumps, a diagonal jump, a sideways diagonal jump, and a diagonal/gate jump. They're all like 2 pages at this point.
Do you want to just go at normal pace? You've said diagonal gate and corner jump so many fucking times at this point. I think
Alright.
we're good.
Alright, so I'm like right here. Alright. That was like a section, whatever. There's a corner/sideways diagonal jump, a double diagonal jump, another corner jump, another double diagonal jump, a platform with a spike on it, a diagonal jump, a sideways diagonal jump, a gate jump, another diagonal jump, a spike below the space where the next platform is, another diagonal jump, a gate/diagonal jump, and 2 diagonal jumps. In the next area, the screen flips sideways, and the water rises up and down instead of coming from the right. Wouldn't it be left? Perform a double diagonal jump, a corner/gate/double diagonal jump, a corner/sideways diagonal jump, a diagonal jump, a gate jump, jump over 2 spikes, perform a sideways diagonal jump and a diagonal jump, jump over a spike, perform a corner jump, jump over some more spikes to the left, perform another corner jump, jump over 2 more spikes, perform another corner jump, a diagonal jump, a gate jump, dodge some spikes around the exit, jump at the edge of a block, and perform a diagonal jump. Up next is the final screen of the M stage, and the water is moving faster than ever before. Jump from platform to platform, switching between platforms as you jump up and... Wait, you can't actually escape. Anyway, if you fail to outrun the water, the kid shouts, "No! I want to be the guy!" and is transported to an empty room, except for a sign that says, "Last." I can't read emojis.
Right.
and a hell of a big invisible maze. After you clear the maze, you are transported to the final boss of I Wanna Kill the Camellia 3.
Alright.
This is it.
We're in endgame now. Final boss, Camellia. The arena is empty until a holographic silhouette of Camellia appears with the word malfunction moving towards the middle, and when the screen turns black, the 5 orbs that she used in I Want to Kill the Camellia 2 fly away. Then the arena becomes a horrible place known as Nightmare. By the way, this battle is an I Want to Kill the Camellia 3 original. No fucking shit.
You did it. It's true.
You have a shield around you, and if a projectile hits it, it turns that color, and if another projectile of that color hits you before one of a different color, you die. Anyway, the battle itself, Camellia, repeats a lot of attacks from Camellia Area, Stage 5, and I Want to Kill the Camellia 2, including the rain of bombs and the lasers that shoot from the sky. Camellia can also summon lines of red and blue bullets from the sides of the screen, shoot a wave of blue bullets, roll a buzzsaw along the ground, a wave of red bullets, another buzzsaw, more lasers, and a barrage of red and blue bullets. 2 moons from Influka Area can also come from the side and shoot bullets down at you before exploding into waves of red and blue bullets. 2 more waves of red and blue bullets appear, followed by energy bullets that come from the bottom and are shot towards you in 2 more waves. Camellia can also shoot bullets in arcs at the top, once again creating a massive bullet hell. At least that's all the attacks I could get in the videos I've watched of I Want to Kill the Camellia 3.
He does it. He
Anyway.
watched all the videos.
Anyway, in phase 2, you can hear a slashing sound, and that's exactly what happened. Camellia got a massive scratch against her mouth, and an avoidance question mark starts. It's literally an avoidance.
Did it. It's true.
A bunch of waves of bullets fire out, and Camellia can use any of these attacks. Insanity. Multiple waves of arrows are shot out and move into another position, then keep shooting. Aqua. A bunch of bubbles of water are shot from the bottom of the screen, then they bounce off of the ground and fall off screen. Flame. Some firebird things appear at the top of the screen before firing towards the ground and exploding in the flame that flies everywhere. Wind. A bunch of bullets fly at the top of the screen, and there are tornadoes coming from the bomb trying to push you into it. Insects. There are bullets in the shape of inchworms crawling on the ground. Oh, and waves of red and blue bullets. Darkness. There is a bunch of bullets coming from the top of the screen, as well as darkness that can block your view. Rainbow. A bunch of very brightly colored rainbow bullets come from the top of the screen and curve a little bit. Miracle. You'll need one to survive this. What?
What? It's literally the
it's
easiest
like
one.
a gag.
He's being funny.
Yeah, he's doing the joke. Awesome. A bunch of really long lines of lethal light. Try saying that. I'll stop repeating jokes now. Fire from the top of the screen, giving you little chance to go in between. Isn't Miracle pattern?
Yeah,
Is Miracle not pattern?
it's pattern. You literally just stand like in one spot, and then everything goes around you. It's the straight lines. It's fine.
Frozen. A bunch of ice balls fall from the top, and like the bombs from earlier, they probably home in on you.
Probably. It's maybe facts.
Probably. Earth. A bunch of rocks fall from the sky and split in 2 when they land. The last phase is truly a must for the autogun. The final phase is against a red face, thingy, whatever. Anyway, it starts by shooting out 5 orbs like the ones during the battle against Flandre Scarlet. Then a bunch of other random bullets fly everywhere. Then a bunch of bullets come out in the shape of triangles, squares, pentagons, and circles. There are some bullets being shot out before they start to curve and freeze in place, letting other bullets do the same thing before said bullets freeze in place as well, and the other ones start to move again. Then both groups of bullets shoot out, and another barrage of bullets shoots out, and then those bullets spin around and shoot out other bullets away from the middle of the screen. Those bullets will eventually shoot away from the center as well. Then 2 waves of bullets will shoot out, and half of each wave will go back. The others will keep going, then vice versa. Then they all spin around. There are multiple of such waves before the pattern just resets. After this battle is over, the game is over. Roll credits. You have finally cleared the game known as I Want to Kill the Camellia 3.
And that's a world record. Conclusion / some notes. Yeah. Camellia was never reported to cause any trouble ever again. Yet. Exactly 48 needle segments were taken from other fan games. Len Kagamine didn't appear in this game at all. The kid has defeated 19 bosses in the whole game. You have just read through over 80 pages of me explaining an almost impossible game with a bunch of other sections from other games. Actually, we're on page 94 now. If you have beaten this game, congratulations, you are amazing. I might consider doing a list on the post-game of this game sometime. Let me know if you'd like that. Also, let me know how I can improve this one. I am sorry this turned out to be over 80 pages long, I just didn't know about things. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed reading as much as I did making this. Bye!
Time.
2 hours, 35 minutes, and like 40-ish seconds. So it's
That's a
over.
flex death time, dude.
It's over. It's fucking, we're done. Oh my god, my throat hurts, dude.
Dude, my head hurts and I feel overheated.
In short, it is faster. Task could have read this faster.
It's true. Alright, so what have we learned from this? Ledge jumps are now, what, stand on the edge jumps?
Yeah, something like that. Let me find it.
Yeah.
Can you stand on the edge trick?
Oh, stand on the edge trick. That's right. Alright, stand on the edge trick, and Nightshark might actually be para. Just like, look at this page! Diagonal, diagonal, jump, jump, diagonal, gate, corner, diagonal, jump, double diagonal, jump, corner, gate.
He's insane, dude. What else? Oh yeah, side to sideways diagonals.
Yep.
Also,
He's
the A jump is
he
just a
still
5 jump
doesn't-
backwards.
That's all it is. It's not a corner, it's a 5 jump backwards.
True. Right. I will never read this again.
I will never read this again either. Okay, Cosmo.
Yeah.
If somehow, right, it's been a long time since Nightshark read it, since Nightshark wrote this, and I don't think he's proud of this anymore. But if he makes a guide about extra,
If he does
will you
extra, we'll
read
do it. We'll do it. If someone donates 4,200 and he makes post game, we'll do it. Yes, this is the Nightshark guide to K3.
This was the first big thing that made Nightshark more well known, was that he made this fucking guide.
It's a beauty.
Well, no, Lilo.
Guess someone else will have to do it. I'm sure someone else can definitely write like this. So fucking triggered.
Tell you what, I have forgotten more about K3 than I've learned from reading this. So,
Dude,
Nightshark.
the next time you like see K3, it'll just be like
Diagonal, diagonal, corner jump, diagonal, gate, 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 double diagonal.
Yes.
Stand on edge trick.
Fuck yeah. Oh, that was a nightmare.